Hello.
Hello, 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 hello. Happy Thursday? Thursday, yes. Thursday, 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 Thursday. How is everyone? How are you? Are you well? Are you angry? Do you want to rant? Do you want to vent? You can do either or both. Or if you want to tell us something good that happened, we're always up for that. Tell us about your day.
The lines are open. Call
Thursday
now.
too fast. Agreed. Fire Seal, hello. Hello, Connor. Welcome. What brings you here?
Donna.
Here is a cute ladybug. Your day's made, isn't it? If it wasn't before, it is now. You're welcome. Obviously. Subshrub's also here, as per usual. Don't worry, I'm not going to work on this today. I just want to show you how far I got. I think it's done. I don't know. Hi, Linka. It's a really cute Japanese bug. I don't know, there's a whole bunch. Apparently, there's a mole. There's a frog. Oh my god, I need the caterpillar. There's a butterfly. There's a ladybug. There's a little bee. My bees are so cute. There's a butterfly. Another caterpillar. I don't know what that is. That's a flower. Maybe a cactus? I actually have no idea. That's the worst plant I've ever seen. I have no idea what that is. I'm gonna have to do research. I have no idea. I think we got it at Anmika. It's the one that's next to the flower on the right. I think it's a cactus. I could not tell you. An acorn? I wish. No, it's really weird. It's got like... What is that? We don't know. Hold on. My lipstick's too much. There. That's better. There's too much before. Can I have it back? That's my ladybug.
Oh, I'm looking.
Oh. Sorry. He was actually doing some research for me.
Legit. Ugh. It works.
What? Oh no.
We went on the website and all it says, it works.
Man.
Yeah.
Hi, Kevin.
Hey, Kevin. Here you go.
I would like to nap. Can you
Here's a
guys
website for you.
I mean, I wish I could help you nap. Really, I do.
Oh, you have to put in the...
Try your 20-minute power nap.
Oh.
It's Gabos the Ladybug.
Oh.
What?
These guys make all the...
But what is it?
I don't know, but I think these guys make all of the things. Oh, thank you for actually providing an English website.
Do they?
I think so.
Or is that a lie? Was that sarcasm?
No, it even says up top, like, next to contact.
Oh.
I think these guys make all the things that you like.
I wouldn't doubt it. Those birds, too?
I think they started the alpacas.
I don't like the alpacas as much.
I think they also make...
Did they do my taper?
I don't know.
See, that's what I need to know. Anyway, moving along. So I think this is finished. I don't know. This was an experiment to see how much I could actually take in terms of patience. It's pretty short-lived. I mean, I maybe put 8 to 12 hours into this. I don't know. It was over a couple nights when I got free time. So, I call it King of the Castle. Sorry you can't fit it all. It's kind of big. It's 9 by 12. So up here we've got some burbs. Got a banner. He's got a chunk of castle on him. He's got his face, stone man face. And I've got some clouds in here I did. Come on down. We got some water going on. Some moss. Big moss collar thing. And then this is actually my favorite part. I had a lot of fun with this. This is the stone on his shoulder. Where this was an interesting process. I learned a lot with this part. This part especially. But the rest of it, it's been real. I don't know. I learned a lot. But at the same time, nothing. I don't know. It's really strange. I'm gonna have to like reflect on this later, have kind of a post-mortem about it. Too fresh right now. So I might make some prints of this for Gen Con, because that was kind of my goal with him, King of the Castle. But otherwise, Yeah, if anybody's interested, I will probably have prints of this. Hold your ears. Hopefully that's not too loud. Oh, your Pocky's over and you're sad? Oh my god! What is that?
They're the company that makes all your hams.
No.
They're called Coroham Corone.
It's Kuro, right?
Coroham.
K-U-R-O?
No, C-O-R-O.
Oh. Coroham. Okay. So, that's that one. I've been working on this one commission. So I think I might keep going with it. God, the lighting sucks right now. What's going on?
Oh, they make the one with where he's in the little banana.
Oh!
Yeah.
I could see that. Okay. So far, I know this looks silly, like especially their expressions like this, but this cat's cute because he has no teeth and his lip actually catches on his upper, like, gum. So he always looks like he's kind of snarling, and he ended up being a retired fighter anyway, so this works out pretty well. But, yes, kitties. I'm back to my commissions, because I've got about 30 right now to do. However, since I've gotten smarter with my commission system, I have every con on my whiteboard, and under each con, I have a chunk of commissions, and next to each commission, I've got the month. So it tells me, okay, Emerald City, here's a chunk, March, so that's when I went, so I know that I gave them the 4 to 6 month wait time. So I look up there, I just see March, so I'm like, okay, I have to start that pile by at least the 4 month estimated time to get through them all. Took me a while to get that system though. But, you know. Oh, thank you, Alinka. Hammond is live in Overwatch, Gabe.
Yeah, I
Kevin
heard.
says, yep. Go back to playing for the hamster ball.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin, is it fun? Is he fun? Is he cute? Is he worth it? I mean, granted, he's a hamster. All hamsters are worth it. As you all know, I'm a ham fan. Oh my god, cats. Alright, maybe he's Maybelline. He wasn't born with it, I don't know. So that's why my retired fighters, they're a little bit more beat up. So I have to finish their feet here. The guy in back is kind of a brute. The way he was described, he is big, beautiful, and angry. And this is like the most beautiful cat I've ever seen. Would you guys like to see this cat? I'll try to go find a picture here. I've never seen a more beautiful cat. I've done over 200 of these pet and armor commissions. I have never seen a more beautiful cat than this cat. I don't even get it. He actually, all three of these actually belong to Sean Kirkham, who is the brother of the other Kirkham guy. What's his name? Robert? Robert Kirkham, who made Walking Dead. So, I will show you this big, beautiful boy. Most gorgeous kitty I've ever seen. This tail is so legitimately on point. And he's got the cute, like, tufts off his ears. Oh, it's amazing. I'm a dog person, but I feel you, Alinka. I feel you. Here, I'll bring up this cat, because if you like cats, you're gonna flip out. This cat is so gorgeous. I mean, that should mean a lot coming from me, then, a dog person, that this is the most beautiful cat ever. Okay. It's really big. Hold on. Look at this big, beautiful boy. Apparently he's angry all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But look at that tail. His tail's amazing. And his haunches? Oh my god. He's so gorgeous.
Okay, but click on all the links that I just sent.
All of them?
There's only 3.
Do you want to lose all our money? He's just so beautiful. Look at the tops of his ears. I can't even handle it. Oh my god. It's ugh. Oh, he's frustrating. Is it kind of like when you have to, it's kind of like Marble Madness, where it overcompensates. If you move too much, it'll have its recoil kind of wobble effect? Because that can be kind of difficult. All the links, Gabe. I am streaming. Oh my god.
It's worth it.
Oh my god. Oh! They did make my taper, didn't they?
I haven't seen them on their website.
They look like the exact same.
It does.
The elephant. Oh, what's that? Is that capybara?
I think so.
Oh my god! Wait, 10 centimeters. Is that this big?
Yeah, it's one of those.
Oh god, they're all tiny. I would buy all of these. Oh my god. Oh, thanks for the bits, you guys. You don't need to do that. Wes, what's up? How you doing? How's 40? Not to be a jerk. I'm not trying to be a jerk. It's okay. Gabe's almost there. He's almost there. 2 years. 2 years. You're turning 38 this year, right?
Yeah.
No. Kitten smitten. I would have cats again. I grew up with like 7 cats, but I am actually allergic now. Apparently, your allergies can change every 7 years. So if you weren't allergic to something before, you could get allergic eventually. Or vice versa, I guess. If you were allergic to something, you can, whatever. But yeah, so, I ended up becoming allergic to cats. And like I said, I grew up with like 7 cats. So my mom was nuts. Anyway, so we had a bunch of cats. And they always ate our plants.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you don't want to? How come, Malenka? Oh god, I'm not coughing. Hold on. Oh my god, now my eyes are watering. Oh. That might be the worst part about streaming. If something happens, like health-wise, you know, that's why I don't stream when I'm sick. Well, you know, unless it's like super not noticeable. Oh my god. But I will do other things, like try really bad foods on camera because it's funny. Okay. Hey, Serenity. Bible thump. Because it's my day off. Well, then don't do it. If it's your day off, don't do the golden retriever. God, I just saw something I was gonna send you on Instagram about days off. Shit. It was a guy that was working and he's like, man, I should really relax. And then the next frame he's playing a game. He's like, man, I should really be working. And then he like takes his brain out and he's like, what do you want me to do? I don't know. It reminded me of us. Anyway. God, sometimes my mouse glitches out. No scroll stuff. People blowing chunks on stream. It happens.
Ooh.
Oh, it's due Sunday morning? Oh. Due Sunday. Who gave you a due date? Sniggle! Hi! Kevin, how have you been? We haven't talked to you in a long time. How are you? I have to make this cat masculine, so he's gonna have lots of rectangles. He's a big boy. And this queen is a battle queen, so I have to do her chainmail. She also has a pet, or not a pet, but a toy mouse she's very into, so I'm gonna put the mouse here. She's got her armor on. She loves her nip. Yep. Alright. Let's do some booties. Booties. Not booties.
Mm-hmm.
Booties. Get your mind out of the gutter. I am. Serenity, I'm back to working on some of my commissions, at least for now, until I leave for Gen Con. However, when we get back, we told you that we'll be working on our Journey June stuff to at least make sure we're doing it. We're going to make it into something. Gabe really liked his story. I really liked my story. So, you know, don't stop when you're ahead. Oh, you guys are sweet. Oh, it's for your husband's mom. Okay. That makes sense. We're gonna cosplay and work in generals. Oh, Kevin, don't worry about it. You're busy. You got your own life. you know, don't feel bad about that. You're a busy man. Busy, important man. You gotta make your money. I forget, are you going to Dragon Con this year? I already forgot. We talked in April, and I'm already forgetting. I guess it is August, though, now? Ish. I'm just gonna say it's August. I round things too much all the time, so I'm gonna round about a week. Say it's August now. Yeah! Where are we staying in Dragon Con? What was our hotel?
They haven't assigned them yet.
Oh. Well, Kevin's in the Marriott.
Yeah.
Can you maybe help me with the anatomy of cats if I'm having trouble figuring out myself? Yeah! Yeah, I can, actually. I've designed some shortcuts for certain animals, especially cats and dogs. But yeah, let me know specifically what you're thinking about. Yeah, a link, if you're going to be working anyway. However, if you're kind of ornery or you don't feel like talking to people and you just want to draw, you will get more done if you don't stream it. The only reason I'm streaming this one right now is because A, I finished my King of the Castle, so I actually don't have anything else to stream. B, I haven't streamed any of my commissions lately, so I figured I'd show you guys, because I'm doing them a lot. It's just, I'd rather show you something fun I'm working on. But if I am in a time crunch, I will not stream these, because I know I will go much faster if I'm not talking to people and, you know, my focus isn't divided. So if you need to get it done, don't stream. Like, if you are on a tight deadline or you do not want to talk to people, totally just be like, no. And that's okay, because, you know, sometimes you still need that intimacy with art, too, or else it becomes too job-like, you know? If you're feeling kind of lonely or more, hey, let's talk to people, you know, and you're feeling outgoing, sure, stream. But if you do want kind of that quiet time, that aloneness with your piece, then yeah, I want stream. Okay, cat legs. Yeah. And honestly, dog legs are kind of the same thing, honestly. So once you figure out kind of both of their anatomy, you can kind of shortcut it. I know that's bad, but also it's smart. If you're doing a lot of them, obviously be sure to double check all your anatomy, but I've done so many of these I can kind of smudge it too because I'm putting on clothes. But I'm just going to use this here. Okay, so dogs and cats kind of have similar parts, right? They're bipeds for the most part, unless they're handicapped. But they usually have their chest cavity, right? And it's kind of shaped like this, where it's kind of I don't know, it's a cylinder that's been kind of tapered at one side. And they got a little bit of a thing here, and they got a little round butt, right? And they got tails of varying sizes, whatever. And they got their neck, and they got their head, and some have a long snout, some are brachiocephalic, which means they have the little, you know, muzzle with the little wrinkles. My favorites, bulldogs, pugs, what have you. Some have triangle ears, some have big conical ears. For the conical ears, you can usually just do a cone, however it is in perspective, and then kind of just draw from the top down, and then, you know, fill it in, stuff like that. And lots of different animals do have different kinds of ears. So the cat I'm drawing now, you guys probably saw, he had sort of a flat top, and then his ears are very low. A lot of cats don't have that. Usually they're pointed up and they're very perky, stuff like that. But a lot of animals can get broken down into primitives like this. So cats, for the most part, you can do, it's actually like a hexagon. So you got the 6 sides, right? And then you have the triangles, and then you kind of connect the triangle to there, right? And then you bring them down sometimes, because I've had 3D classes and stuff too, so I kind of can think in 3D, but, you know, it's good to kind of think like that. You just got to make sure when you're studying animals, look at where everything is placed in accordance to everywhere else. So usually the eyes will be the ear like halfway down. So you take the ear, have it, and then down again. So, but before I usually do that, I draw the nose down. You know, and the nose can be here. And noses vary on pets too. And then they have that eye placement. That's usually in a line, like their inner eye is usually in alignment with the ear here. So you usually have that. And then they have these things, which are usually this shape. This is a very primitive version of this, but trying to kind of show you the shape work. So it is a lot of just hexagons for cats. It's crazy. So anyway, back to the body. The legs. The hardest part about their legs actually is drawing them from the front, and I'll show you that in a minute. But the overall shape is usually like this. Okay? The hard thing is getting the weight right. So usually when I'm drawing a pet or an animal of any kind, I'll actually draw a line to where they're standing. And this comes in handy when I'm drawing them more anthropomorphic. So if they are in like a human pose and they're standing like this, and this would be the human, right? I draw the line and then I figure out, okay, well, their knee would be here, then it goes back, then it comes down. So it actually has to like recede behind them to come forward to land where the person's foot would. It took me a while to figure that out. So like in this one, it would kind of do this. See what I mean? And you kind of box it out, but then like this, when you flesh it out, you have to figure out, well, this is going backwards, so this comes forward, backward, forward, right? And then you kind of get rid of that because then there's this pelvic area. Push it back, pull it forward more. Does that make more sense? So this ends up usually getting covered up by like paunchy pants or like a tunic or something. So I don't have to worry too much about it, but the anatomy is there. For regular dogs though and cats, it's the same concept, but this area will vary too, depending on what kind of dog it is. If it's a big dog, long legs, thin legs, short stocky legs, this part is going to either thin out or parachute out more. So like for a golden retriever, it would be thicker and there would be hair, you know, kind of covering all these areas. And then usually you can do all these sort of, you see me drawing a lot of harsh lines like this, like, you know, shape lines. Really, they're, and I'm not even using reference for this, I really should be, but I've drawn it a lot. This area is very similar to this area, but not as extreme. And they go back and then down and then forward. Does that make sense? So, when you're drawing like a smaller dog, it's going to be a lot more compacted. So like a bulldog or something. You're going to have, you know. It's the same as when you learn to draw humans. And this is why humans are easy in my opinion, because humans, no matter what kind, there's just one species of human, right? Girl, boy, and then you just kind of dial from one end to the other, all these sort of things, right? Same thing goes for dogs and cats, but then obviously you get to a bird, that's a totally different story, right? I mean, birds are inverted feet and all that stuff, like, you know, that. So that's a whole nother total skeletal makeup, right? So anyway, but yeah. Figuring out the shape of legs for anther characters. Yeah, so Serenity, if you're doing that, I highly suggest doing this concept first, where you draw what would be the human legs, right? And then basically you draw in where the knee would be on the human, and that's kind of the same place their knee would be, but then you're going to have this other area where it's basically you're taking the heel. So think about a person's foot, right? Like let's say this is a person's foot. This is one of the best ways I've thought of this. So that's a people foot, right? People foot. So you've got this, and the knee way up there, right? So for a dog or a cat, they've got this. I'm going to say that's 1 and that's 2. This is number 1. This is their paw, right? Their paw. And then that thing that's this part right here, that's going to be their heel technically. So what you could do is, when you're figuring out, okay, the human foot would be here, right? Take that, bring it up a little, right? And then come down. So you've got that zigzag. And then you're basically there. And honestly, if you want, I don't mean to send you down this road, because it is a dark road, but some of the tutorials are really good. Look up some furry tutorials. Obviously there are people that are actually super into this and have made it into a science. I still try to keep mine away from the furry aspects, but they do have good tutorials. So if you're looking for more stuff like this, there you go. So it's basically a person on their tiptoes. Think about it like that. That can help. Yeah, if you have more questions like that too, let me know. Their faces, I've ended up being able to change too. Like this cat, very different facial structure than these two. These two are more along the lines of Maine Coons. Maine Coons are very big cats. Very long hair, usually gorgeous. You know, like I showed you earlier. But this is a Shorthaired Domestic, and they usually have smaller snouts. They have more refined body structure, really. Sorry, nose stuff. Alright. I don't want to talk to anyone, but I definitely agree about the innocence. Yeah, a link, I'd maybe take a day off then of streaming it and just remember that it's you and your art sometimes, you know? That it is always just about you and your art, and then some days when you feel like letting people in to watch you, it's a special thing, you know? Oh, hi, bye, Mike. Sorry, I almost missed that. Hey, Calavera, long time no see. Welcome. Very true. Nightshade's very true on that. It is a whole nother animal. True that, Linka. Yeah, Nightshade, I was actually talking to Gabe about this last night. I was planning about doing like 1 minute shortcuts slash hacks, but I don't want to call them hacks. That makes them sound bad. But, like, I'll show you in a minute my chainmail one again, because I love doing my chainmail one. But I could do 1 or 2 minute long tutorials. Because I don't really like the 20-minute long ones, and we live in an ADD generation, so I will be making those at some point. I also plan on making rants. Only 1 to 2 minute rants, but they're going to be things that we've been asked a lot. I even started making a list. So like, how talent doesn't exist, do what you want with art regardless of what people are wanting, or regardless if it's original or not. Because a lot of people... and by that I mean if it's been done before. So people have been asking me, what do you do if you have an idea but it's really similar to another idea and that idea has already been done? How do you feel like, you know, you should still do it? And that's that whole thing of everyone's had a different experience. You can only tell your idea your way, so you might as well do it, especially if you want to do it. Why not, right? So that sort of thing, but within like a 1 to 2 minute rant. Art and fearlessness, you guys know how I feel about that. And theft, because so many people are so scared of their $1 million ideas being stolen. It's like, if you're a real idea person, you're going to have so many ideas, you shouldn't even worry about one being stolen. And your art, if your art gets stolen by someone in China, there's nothing you can do. If you're a small town little guy, maybe if you're Bill Gates or something, sure, you could do something, but we can't do anything. So you kind of have to just get over it and be flattered somebody thought it was good enough to be stolen, I guess. But the thing is, they can't keep recreating what you can. You gotta totally justify in your head that, you know what, I'm not worried about them, they can't do what I do. It's a confidence thing, I get it, but you build it up over time, you know. Yes, Nightshade, good. You have that weather too. Yeah, Gabe and I are so happy today. Like, we've got all the windows open. It's so beautiful out. It's like 67 to 70. Oh, it's so nice out.
You know what I was thinking about with that, with the whole, like, I'm afraid of my art getting stolen.
Yeah.
Like, what about, like, all the people that make music? Like, their stuff is illegally downloaded constantly.
Yeah.
Like, they're not stopping from making music. They're making more music.
Yeah. And honestly, think about it even in terms of that. Music's so much easier to steal than art. Like, music's so much easier to steal than art. Like, really it is. That and, oh my god, you know who I feel the worst about? People who do typography.
Oh, yeah.
People who make fonts get ripped off probably the most out of anyone, and the least credited, least paid, all that. It's so bad. Calavera, who's house cat? What house cat? What are we talking about?
Wubbles.
Hi, Wubbles. How's your stream?
Rating with 5 peeps.
Dang, thank you. A 3-headed fire Borgo. Congratulations. I think I have nose problems right now. I don't know what's going on. Your Sonic fan art getting stolen. Oh no, you gotta go fast. Hi, Neon Green Horse.
Gonna go faster.
Go faster. Yeah, that's fine, Wobbles. I think it's kind of oh, it's okay, Calavera. These are someone else's. These are more of my commissions I get, you know I do these for a living, right? Come on. No, Wubbles, I totally understand. After you raid someone, I think it's basically understood by the person you're raiding that you're gonna probably duck out because you've been streaming. You don't want to be on the computer anymore. I totally get it. I'm the same way. Nice. Why would anyone steal fonts? These Comic Sans? God, nice shit. Oh, you crazy. What are you gonna write on a resume with? You know, if you're Jerry Gergich, alright. If you're applying for Parks and Rec, probably get in fine with Comic Sans. Totally makes sense to me. I'm more of a papyrus woman, really. I mean, if you had to choose between Comic Sans and papyrus, what kind of person are you? Which would you choose? I think Gabe would pick Comic Sans.
Yes. No.
You'd pick papyrus?
I'd prefer papyrus.
Really?
Yeah, Comic Sans was...
Oh, I forgot to add in Bleeding Cowboy. If you don't know that font, Google it. It's on everything you've ever seen. That, like, Grandma's like, oh, I want something on my shirt that's kind of edgy, you know? And then she'll go get that. It's like, oh, God. Now it's everywhere at, like, Walmart. It's the new affliction. Oh, bye, Wubbles. Thank you. Calvera, how you been? Or by the Gabe one. What's the Gabe one?
I have my own phone.
Oh, yeah, that's true. And it kind of looks like Comic Sans. A little.
Well, it's because
it's a comic font.
Yeah, it's a comic font.
Alright, so the part of these I don't like to do on stream is usually the actual fur of the pets, because I don't want that to be wrong, and if I'm not paying attention, I could marker the wrong thing. So, also real quick, I might scan this, but I have to draw the booties. Booties. Since this is a queen, a battle queen, I am gonna give her some fur at the bottom of her cape. Sounds like I got a cold in an hour. How many organs do I have to sell for a commission like this? Well, do you really want to know? Alenka, here, you can see my prices here. But I also, and if you run into this problem too, you might want to consider using Patreon as a payment plan. So, I have payment plans on my Patreon for people who don't have that kind of money to put down. Sorry, don't do that first bit.ly link. Sorry. Pets in armor. Sorry. Do that one. So the Patreon thing, 2 coffees a month, you wish. Patreon, I have like one of the tiers is that you can put money towards a commission every month and then eventually cash that out. The only scary thing with that is if somebody changes their mind, I have to say no refunds, because or else I'm losing money that I need, right? So every month I send out like a Patreon email that's like, hey, remember to check your commission standing, you know, make sure you're at where you want to be. Because some people log on to that and they're like, yeah, I'm going to do that, and then they forget they did it. However, like some people are putting $100 down a month, so they don't usually forget, but you know, it happens. So having those different payment options for different people in different scenarios can really help. Especially help you sometimes, because then, you know, you're getting at least $100 a month from Patreon, and you're not doing too much, right? So I have a few tiers that are like, you know, $10 for 6 months, you get a black and white 5x7, stuff like that. Smaller commissions, bigger commissions, and then on your Etsy have ones that people could just buy straight away. It's honestly the same thing as, or similar to the fact that eBay has buy it now, or they have the auction system. It's not an auction, but it is a payment plan. So it's similar. We've been good. We've been good, Calavera. Leaving the country? Where are you going? Trying to buy a house. Oh, God. Lord almighty. Me too, Serenity. I'm with you. I'm so with you. Alright, let's see. Let's do... Some cats just have tufts too for their feet, so I have to look that up again. So usually it's the short hairs who have very defined toes. The long hairs usually just have a little tuft of fur. Remember to draw light for like 80% of your drawing and then go back in later and harden up your lines, darken. I think the problem here is the wrong middle. That's what feels weird. Mexico, Grandma not doing well. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Alinka, yeah. I've done guinea pigs, hamsters, sadly no rats yet. I've had so many people tease me with the rats, but not yet. I've actually gotten more reptiles than I have rodents. But I do give a small rodent, like a small pet discount, so anything under a rabbit I knock off like 20 to 30 bucks depending on what it is, because smaller pets do not last so long, you know? So because of that, I don't want to charge the full amount. Plus they're teeny, you know? And they're a little bit more simple to figure out personality-wise. These ones all are personality, you know, like I assessed all their personalities. So when somebody describes their hamster or their rat, usually there's like 4 slots they could fit into. Where dogs and cats tend to be a little bit more intricate. Not too much, because everybody does have a personality, but, you know. But yeah, definitely have done this for rodents and stuff. Not as many as I'd like, but you deal with what you can. However, this lady at SuperCon, man, she really pulled my chain for a little bit. She had a hamster, and I thought she was younger than she is, but she came back with her family the rest of the weekend, and I found out she was old. But she tempted me with this guy. His name is Senor, and he is a hamster, and he's gorgeous. He's very white. I love him. Oh, Linka, yes. So what's funny is the baker thing. For any like pet that doesn't really fit into anything, and I ask tons and tons of questions when I do this. I have a very set system in my head at this point. But for the ones that end up not really fitting into anything and they literally come down to sleeping and eating, those ones I end up usually making chefs. So I had quails that I did, which was really cool. I've had a lot of birds too. Not enough rodents. But I had quails I did recently. One ended up being a bard, and the other one ended up being a chef. I'll link it in a minute here. Yeah, here we go. These are really fun. The lady actually owned quails. I was like, how do you do that? I don't know. Kevin, you have pet rats and you didn't tell me? Oh, what is our friendship? Oh my god. Calavera, that's pretty on the nose. A lot of people I get come up to me and they're like, what would you do for a cat that's an asshole? And I'm like, well, first of all, we dig a little bit more. I know that's what you think they are, but, you know, animals are usually a lot more deep than you think. I'm sorry your fancy mouse passed, Alenka. Do you like your fox at least, Bob? Oh, good. I just read that as I asked. You're welcome. Your cat thinks he's a dog. See? Even that plays into it. Funny enough. So with things like this guy's a retired warrior, like a retired fighter, and he's a bit beat up. He actually has a limp. I told you he's missing all of his teeth. A lot of the retired warriors I get are pretty cool because usually they are really beat up or they're street animals or something, so they've paid their dues. One of the cats I did, she was missing an eye. It was amazing. She was actually really fun. I just learned though that she died last year, and that's really sad. Sometimes I'll get the pet owners contacting me again. They'll be like, hey, so I just want to thank you again for the portrait. Trouble's passed away recently, so it means a lot more to me now. And I'll just be like, oh my god, I'm gonna cry. Especially if they do it at the convention. Then they almost start crying, and then I have to be on cry control. And that's hard. I've actually started carrying like tissues at my booth. I get the most people crying at my booth like crazy. Hello, Mr. Vikings Miniatures. Welcome. He's a good boy. That's why he needs to be. Oh, Alenka. Alenka, have you drawn him yet? You should draw him too. Oh, that makes sense, Calvera. Oh, Kevin, what were they? Like, what were their names? Did you name them after, like, Dragon Age characters? I can totally see you doing that. Alright, so that's gonna be chainmail. This is gonna be chainmail. The nice thing about retired warriors is I don't need to deck them out as much, because they could get in a scrap if they wanted to, and they could hold their own and not use as much armor. So a lot of the time I'll draw them pretty bare bones, usually with leather armor with maybe 1 or 2 metal bits, but since they're so experienced, I feel like they need less armor. And plus they're getting old, so they won't be able to even carry, really, around the heavier armor. So, there's that. Oh no, Link, I'm sorry. Yeah, Sniggle, you know now. Totally. Zelda and Sunny. Oh, cute. Why Sunny? I'm curious. Is Sunny named after something, or do you just like the name Sunny? I think the best way to learn to draw things faster is to reduce it down to primitives. Because, you know, if you don't do that, then every time you draw something, it's going to be kind of gooey, I guess. It's not going to have much structure unless you're doing it this way. Then it's like, you know, obviously it's got some harder, heavier points. Sort of Serenity. I feel more bad about it because at that point, if I talk anything about the portrait, I almost sound manipulative or like I'm taking advantage of their vulnerable state. So really, if they start crying because they're like, oh yeah, my dog just died and I'd love to have her immortalized in a portrait, then I'm like, yeah, if I start talking about the portrait, I'm going to seem like a dick. So usually what I do is I try to bring them back by asking them more factual questions, like how old were they? You know, what kind of markings did they have? Stuff that was really factual and not story based. You know, because once they get into stories, then they lose it. So if that happens, or if we already talked about that and that caused them to cry, then usually I'll be like, okay, well, you know, if you're interested at all or want to come back and see me, here's a flyer, let me know, you know, and I kind of just shove them off because I don't want them to feel embarrassed or anything like that. They, you know, they shouldn't. But yeah, I really don't want to be that guy that's like, well, here's a tissue, you know, we could get, you know, Mr. Pebbles looking real good in some armor, you know, he sounds like he could have been a fighter. Like, I don't want to take advantage of that. That seems wrong. And I'm not hurting enough, and I don't think I ever would be money-wise to pull that. Because like I said, that seems like dirty business. I'm not into that. Oh, Sunny from Metal Gear. Gotcha. Oh, cute. Yeah, so it's not like they're getting... You realize that they're not getting emotional about your art. They're getting emotional about thinking about their pet. So it has nothing to do with you. If anything, you're kind of a bad guy, because you kind of reminded them of their pet. I offer therapy. I mean, technically, it is kind of therapeutic, I guess, to talk to me about it, because I am someone that didn't know them. So they get to kind of gush a little. And I do let them go a little bit, because I don't also want to shove them off if I see them crying, because then that's not compassionate, and I'm very compassionate. So it's a very fine balance that I'm really aware of the whole time we're talking. I'm weighing which way they're going, you know, and I'm trying to counterbalance it. So it can be good, but like I said, I would never take advantage of that. That's just, you know, I mean, look at me. I'm basically a paladin. I don't know. I never do anything wrong. I used to play Horde and WoW for a while, and then I was like, no, I'm totally Alliance. I'm Alliance. Stupid, I'm totally Alliance. Exactly, Calavera, yep. It's a fine balance, because you do want them to get it out, but you don't want them to lose it, right? You want them to have a grip, but just kind of be showing it to you instead of, like, dropping it, you know? So, it's a thing. And like I said, at this point I'm pretty used to it, I guess. Which is good and bad, I don't know. It's part of my job. Which I assume, you know, if you're a doctor, if you're a vet, something like that, you gotta deal with that anyway, so those people probably get used to it too. I also used to work in a nursing home, so a lot of people I knew would die a lot. So I got kind of used to that too early on, and people crying and talking to me as the receptionist, and I was just a receptionist, but you still have to deal with hysterical people a lot. But that did help me, you know, to acquire these skills, I'd say. Well, bye, Calavera. Have fun at work. Oh, yeah. No, they weren't crying about, oh my god, it's a pet portrait. Some people have cried because things are so cute. I've gotten cute cries, but usually if somebody is crying, it's because my sign made them think of their past pet, and then they let me know, my pet died last week, and I'm like, shit. Alright, here we go. And I, you know, put on my mental gear, and I'm like, let's do it. Oh, thank you, Mr. Viking. Who brought you here? I'm gonna say Paladin. Did he bring you here? Because you're a miniature guy, too, I'm guessing. But thank you for the follow. I mean, it must have been a while ago, but yeah, I appreciate that. Oh, that's okay, Serenity. Yeah, you'd be surprised how emotional people can get at a convention. You've never had somebody cry at your table, have you?
The one time when I did a pandemic. Yeah.
So, pet portraits will get people crying. And a lot of the time, since we do a lot of the same conventions, I'll see the same people a lot. So like I was saying, that one, I'll even show it to you. The lady whose cat, this one, her name was Abby. She's missing an eye. She was a Sphinx. So I made her into a, you know, this was probably one of the first 5 I ever did. But I made her into a worn battle person, you know. So she came back up to me at C2E2 this year? Yeah, this year, and let me know that she died. So that was really sad. So I do see a lot of the same people every year, and which is cool because then they're like, oh yeah, you're here, I miss you. And I'm like, oh, I miss you too. That's awesome. So you get fans that way, but at the same time, you know, you get bad news and stuff too. Especially if they've let you into their life and, you know, now you know a part of it. Connor, thank you for the bits. Exactly, Mage. Yeah, cute cries happen. Totally. Ugh. I am well, Connor. How are you? Animals do make people cry. It's true. Totally can. It depends. Depends on the people. I mean, you're gonna get people at conventions that are there just to buy, like, spaceship figures, so they're not even gonna stop at your booth. You know, stuff like that. Other times you'll get people that go to cons and they have a pet at home. You know, they don't realize stuff. Are you waiting on something? Why'd you get up so scary?
I was gonna check. I didn't know if it was, and then I was making sure if you were getting something.
You just scared the hell out of me.
Sorry. You're not getting anything?
No.
Okay. Sorry.
Like, you got up. And I was like, oh, okay, he's gonna run. Boy's gonna run. Learning code and web design. Nice. Those are solid things. You can make a lot of money with that. Right now. I'm kind of the same way, Serenity. I get it. Yeah. It depends on the people. They have to be people that have really made an impact on you. Or, honestly, I get really weepy at handicapped children. I'm not a kids person at all, and I never want to have kids, but when I see a little kid with, like, they're maybe 5 or something, and they've got glasses, and they're in a wheelchair, I will bawl. I watched a video earlier. He didn't know it, but I was crying. It's messed up. Ah, web developer. Yeah, yeah. My ex-husband actually did a lot of, he was an engineer. He did a lot of coding for, started off with web, then he did games, and then he ended up doing credit card security. Money! You have a lot of options, so that's really good. That's great. Are you enjoying it? Make sure you're enjoying it. So if you're not, then what's the point? Too many options. I could see that. I guess there are some, though, that he also worked at a company that made, like, hearing aids and stuff. So he got to have that kind of good feeling that he was helping people. Depends on what you want to do. Because, like I said, he had so many options. Like, if you want to feel more like a hacker or something, you could work for credit card security, because he had to hack his own code and stuff like that to kind of double check that it was secure, and that was kind of cool. Or you can do stuff to help people, or you could do stuff that's super dry for, like, banks, crap like that. That's good. I take it you like math, or else you wouldn't be doing that. Because math, it seems like, is a necessary thing for engineering. Hello, Chrissy Bell. We're good. How have you been? Yeah, it seems like you've been busy. Your Instagram's lit. Oh, that's good, Connor. Good for you, man. You're learning a very in-demand skill, so it's gonna be kind of hard not to be successful at that, so good on you. I guess I'll do some extra stuff here. Also, it might look sparse, but I'm gonna, a lot of the pieces here, you can barely see it, but there's gonna be cattails, literal cattails, not the plant, in here, but I have to go look at the cat's tails again. I just can't believe this big, beautiful baby. His tail is so insane. Kind of sad that the really, really pretty cat is like the boy cat, and the girl cat, who's the queen, is not even as pretty as this boy cat. I feel kind of bad for her. I mean, she's pretty, but she's not as pretty as this boy cat, which is hilarious to me. And he's like a barbarian because he's a jerk. I just like these characters, I guess. Oh, Connor, don't mind Moobot. That's a bot. He can't talk to you. He's not people. Oh no, a headache. Chrissy, take something. Oh, that makes sense, Connor. Code. Code. Moobot, you can't feel love. It's true. Moobot cannot have a date. I mean, I guess he could have a date. It's not gonna end well. God, I feel like sad even talking negatively about a robot's love life. Like, my inner self is like, Ashley, don't be so negative, you know? Moobot might get a date, who knows? Do you and Gabe do the Bristol Run Fair? Not yet. I don't know if you mean attend or vend, but I would eventually like to just go, and I'll just wear one of my con outfits. But and maybe pass out business cards. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey. But vending at one, it's like $5,000 for just one of those little houses, because it's a legitimate structure, you know? Unless they have like an outdoor area with tents. I've never seen that though. Usually at every Renfest I've been to, all the vendors are actually contained in a little house. But we've heard that Bristol's the best one. So I would like to go that someday. I have no idea where it is.
The one out here?
Bristol's?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, that's the one in Illinois or whatever.
Yeah. I haven't done enough research. I don't even know when it is.
It runs till the 3rd of September.
I'm guessing that Gen Con is going to have them there for something. Like, I'm sure they'll have a table pimping out the console. Or the fair. Con mode. Gen Con's next weekend. So, we're going to be there. I'm going to be vending. Gabe's going to be signing at the Oni booth. So.
Wow, they have like,
Oh, good, Snaggle. I mean, it's probably like every Ren Fair where they've got like jousting and exotic animals and, you know, blacksmiths and stuff like that.
Furries.
Minnesota's Ren Fair has mermaids in an actual stream. And we had fairies and stuff. But I'm sure Minnesota's Ren Fair is nothing compared to Bristol. Everybody's lost their shit to me about Bristol. Sniggle, are you gonna be heartbroken when I change that emoji? That emoji? Because, when Gabe and I get back from, honestly, Gen Con, probably gonna hit some stuff kind of hard. We're gonna be working on Journey June again on the streams. But come November and December, I'm going to throw basically everything I've got mentally down on a fictional blanket and throw it up in the air. And I'm going to just do everything. So I'll probably fix a lot of my Twitch stuff. I might do a new overlay. A whole bunch of things. Because I've been on Twitch for over a year now, and I haven't changed my overlay. And there's a lot of stuff I want to add. I wanted to have cute little follow animations of Cloverkin like freaking out and being like, whoa, and stuff, but what's it changing to? I wanted it to be something more cute and fun and usable, kind of like Gabe changed his to the Game Boy. You can use that. Is it 5 o'clock?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Do they have a legitimate, like, court, Kevin, where they like they have a king and a queen and like, because I know Minnesota's Ren Fair had like a full court of people and they'd have like a parade and junk and king and queen and blah blah blah. But I wasn't sure if Bristol had one or not. I assumed, but still. God, he is so pretty. Like, look at that tail! It's like a feather duster. And she is not as pretty. But she's still gorgeous. Just not like him. He is beautiful kid.
What is he? Is he a Maine Coon?
I think they all are. Yeah, he's just more of a mix than she is. She's pretty much a straight up Maine Coon. He's a big boy though. Forgot about the tails. Oh yeah. Kevin, I bet you get just mobbed in that one Dragon Age costume, don't you? Actually, Kevin, if you have a good picture that you want to share to show everybody how awesome your costumes are, I really like that one. But obviously, if you want to show your Overwatch one too, you totally can. But Sniggle, I was thinking of changing the Clover one to being like $25 level. I don't even have 2 other emojis right now. That's how far behind I am. I just haven't seen a need. I got maybe 2 people at the 15 tier at one point. I don't know. I think it was brown. Or maybe it was blue. Actually, I liked both, because the brown one had a lot of mail on it, didn't it? Scale mail? And then the blue one just had big... Didn't you have big pauldrons on that one? I like them both. You share all of it. You made a thing, didn't you? You made a thing, didn't you? One of the things I like thinking about most with these, but take the most time, is little designs. So, like on the trim of outfits and stuff, I like thinking of that, but the problem is it's thinking, so I'm not sure right now if I want to tackle that just because I'm on a stream. So usually I do a lot of research on different patterns and then pick one. I think I'm just gonna make his tail just absurd. Like, because his tail is so big, he gets this whole back area. Oh, you can't see it. So this guy, since he's kind of full of himself, thinks he's the shit, I'm gonna give him like this big tail that he can just... So that'll just be all orange. And this is pants, pants. Tangents, tangents. I am a tangent queen. I make tangents even when I don't know I am. It's like it's that target fixation thing where it's like, okay, don't hit that, and then you hit that because you're thinking so hard about not hitting it. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like I'm like, oh yeah, don't make a tangent. Don't make it up, and there's a tangent. Yeah, his face is actually like that. Let me show you the picture. Because he got all his teeth removed, so his upper lip always catches on his gum. So... Too many commissions. No, where's... No. Yeah, that one. Okay. I have to go through my computer at some point, because it's full of everyone else's pets. It's very weird. Yeah! Ah, Kevin, that's such a good one. You did so good on that. You guys go follow Mr. Bob on whatever you can. Oh, bye, Fire Seal! Okay, so here comes the cat with the snarl mouth. Ready? It's gonna be big right away, but... Oh, and it's turned. Damn it. Hold on. Okay. See how he's got that... His mouth's kind of open and one of his things are like up higher on the left? Yeah, he's got snaggle mouth. And apparently he's got an attitude and he's an old grouchy man, so... I made him an old grouchy man. Keep forgetting to use my awesome brush. Awesome brush, awesome brush. There we go. Ah. Dang, Kevin. I want to show other people your stuff. You're so good. Alright, I got this far, so I'm gonna really quick look at their feet to see who has a tuft and who doesn't. This is my job. Oh, little toe beans. And this cat's in loaf mode. Okay, so you kind of have... Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, and I was going to make... There's a big empty space here at the top, so I wanted to fill that. So what I was gonna do is actually wrap something around the axe to make it so something can go up in the air. something important to remember is if you have a certain wind or weather happening, to make sure that ripples throughout the piece, because sometimes you can forget you have wind and you make something too stagnant. So remember that if you put in wind, you keep in wind. So I thought, since he's such a pretty boy, he might decorate his axe. Not necessarily really flamboyantly or anything like that, but he might have a little bit of a wrap on it or something. Do you want that to turn? What are you up to, Gabe?
Just coloring some stuff.
Gabe is coloring stuff. So, you can do that. It's kind of filler, but at the same time, it fits the piece. So, you can do that. Yeah, that one's so good too. Kevin, how'd you make the chest piece? That looks legit. That's not real metal, right? That was just foam with like chrome spray paint, right? Did I even see that before? I feel like I never saw that one. Oh, and I love that pouch. I'm crazy about pouches. I love that pouch. Oh my god. Also, what's your natural hair color? Is the orange your natural hair color? Yeah, or is it Warbler? Warbler is so expensive, though. PVC foam. Nice. How do you keep that from getting dented when you travel? Because I would assume any, like, pressure into that foam would be just detrimental. Like, it would affect everything. You know, it would just get a dent and it'd be not as pristine. How do you keep that so nice? So every time Gabe and I go to a con where we're flying, something gets broken. What's weird is I bring my like glass frames to every single con. None of those have broken. However, all my plastic stuff usually gets broken. Oh, you wrap it in clothes. That's so good. It is scuffed and scratched. It doesn't look like it. Still. Oh, someone here has a dog. Oh, I'm not supposed to have dogs. I want a dog. I hate you, person. Okay, so I'm going to scan this real quick. So I've got the pencils, and then we'll do the chainmail. Since that's everyone's favorite part, aka my favorite part. It's not everyone's, it's just mine. Sniggle, you and Kevin know you met, right? Just making sure you guys know you talk to each other at C2E2, right? Is it similar to mine? I'm curious. Is it like Dirty Blonde? Because I find this is honestly one of the more authentic medieval hair colors, so I'm like happy that it's my natural, and I don't think I'd change it, so. Okay, scanning. Yep, there you go. Okay, good, you guys remember each other. Scanning. I used to have a scanning image. Where'd that go? Hold on. Scan. Oh, yeah, see? Scan. Why didn't I have that up? There. Now it exists. think maybe November and December will always be like my bookmaking months.
Mm-hmm.
So I have enough books for the next year.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do chainmail. Where are my markers? I'm a mess! Oh, speaking of markers, we might need to go to a blick at some point. I don't know if I like Copic sprays.
Hmm.
Or at least I need to get a lighter one and see if I like it.
I was actually thinking about after.
I feel like such a douchebag saying that. I don't like their grays. They have 4 different kinds of grays, and if I don't like those, like I feel like a douche. Anyway, what were you gonna say?
On our way back, since we're passing through.
We'd have to get up really early though.
No, I know, but I'm wondering if we're. I don't know how long you have the hotel for. How long you had made it for? If it was till Monday or not.
Yeah, I'll need to look that up.
And if it's not, we can just stay at a Red Roof or some shit. Like.
I'm not gonna spend $60 just so I can like buy some markers.
Well, no, I'm saying then we can also get. We can also get my computer on the way up, and stop and get some.
That's what this is really about.
No, and also we can stop and get some cake.
It's pie?
Pie cake.
So we don't have a Whole Foods around here, but if any of you guys do have Whole Foods, you should go there and look in their deli section where they have pre-made stuff. They have a vegan chocolate something cake pie, and it's amazing.
They might not, because it's from the Chicago diner. That's fresh made.
Yeah.
Like they probably drive it up every day.
Maybe, or they ship it. I don't know. Man, I'm just saying, check it out. It's like the best pie, vegan or not. I don't give a shit. Even if I ate tons of meat and loved everything,
still really
this
good.
would still be my favorite pie, like no doubt. I'm excited for fall too. I'm excited for everything that's not October. Okay, well, beginning of October is going to be a pain, but after the second week in October, I'm going to be so happy, I think. Unless I have a bunch of Christmas rush commissions to do, then I'm not going to be happy. But at least, God, I need a day off. Seriously.
You know what? Maybe for that Christmas rush, you make it like, if you want this, you're gonna have to pay. Cause
well, I did that last year and it didn't matter. Did we find out if we've got time to set something up in September to meet up with Cass and him?
Oh, I mean, for me, after my birthday, September 2nd.
Well, when's your comic due?
Like the week before I go, last week of August.
So any time in September, probably before the last week in September and after the first week in September, we could do something.
Yeah.
Or
October.
Oh, there you go, Bodhi. Yeah. And cake. I don't like cake. I really don't think I do. Yes, thank you. Oh, Kevin, I'm with you on that so much. Kevin, have you been to Florida? It's the worst place on earth. I'm not kidding. I can't imagine anywhere else that sucks more than that. Maybe the rainforest. Honestly, you'd have to pay me to go to a rainforest. That would be horrid. Awful. The worst bugs that I hate, giant centipedes. The worst weather. No way. Okay, so Sniggle, our timing works for you then? Just start a convo in Discord with you, me, Cass, and Gabe. How about that? That might be easier. a fan boat that ran over an alligator. What is... Oh, a fan boat! Oh, that means it just kind of, like, hit him, right? Like, he's fine. Yeah. Right? They do that to manatees all the time. That makes me so sad. The manatee thing, oh my god. If I ever found out, if someone was like, and I was in Florida and we totally hit a manatee with our, propeller on our boat, I would deck them right away. I would not be okay with that. But I mean, kind of, the alligator thing's kind of funny. He's probably fine. I don't know. It's okay, Sniggle. So you can't have rollovers to the next year for your days?
That's usually how it works.
No, it thumped the bottom of the boat hard. Oh no, do you think he died? If he died, that's bad. I thought it was just kind of a boom, I didn't know you were going very fast. I mean, alligators, they're tough. They're like reptile tanks, right?
I was gonna say, like, it seems like aren't they like what's the word?
Resilient as fuck?
Well, no, like the actual boats, the fan boats, they're lighter than an actual boat, aren't they?
Oh, I think so. They're not hovercraft, though. I think you're thinking of a hovercraft.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's that. It was fine, or so the guy said. Oh.
He's fine.
And he never surfaced again. Oh, alligator. Why were you on a fan boat? That's crazy. Also, did you like Florida? I hated it. God, it was the worst place on earth.
He was escaping drug lords.
Were you? Kevin? Come on. We told you about this.
You can't escape them.
Everglades tour. Yeah, that's the thing. The humidity, right? Oh, God. Kill me. I hate humidity, man. I can't do it. I won't. Like, the humidity we get in the Midwest is at least tolerable. Like, I'm whatever about it. So I need to put my AC on for like 3 days in the summer. That's like really bad. Okay. But really, like, Florida's all the time. It's all the time. These people live there. What is life? Seriously. Oh, that sucks, Niggle. I'm the same way, yeah. Dry heat, man. Like, California, I'm fine with that. The people in California suck, but the weather there is doable. I just love the Midwest too much, man. I would never live anywhere else. Seattle was too weird. It was okay, but something about it, everything was really damp. It was like that cold humidity, which I have a problem with that too. I don't think I ever told you that.
Mm-hmm.
Like waking up at Noel's and it was like cold, humid.
Right.
You know, it's still humidity, so it's still uncomfortable.
You're wet.
And you're still wet, yeah. Ugh. Even that walk we went on, I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
Like I still remember that. Still uncomfortable. Yeah, I'm with you. If I had to. Oh man, though. Someone would seriously have to be like, well, you have to move or else you'll die. And I'm like, well, okay. You're okay with that, right?
What?
Like, I am not moving from the Midwest.
No, yeah, why? For what?
I don't know, at one point you were like, oh yeah, Seattle. Everywhere is expensive and like it's worse weather. Why would I live somewhere that's more expensive for worse weather? Or tornadoes or earthquakes or hurricanes. Nah, that's okay.
Mudslides.
Nah, I don't need any of that.
Hipsters,
yeah. Get out of here, lettuce bug. Clamminess. Oh. Yeah.
Did someone say communist?
Clamminess. What about communism? Gabe, what are you saying? Oh,
I thought you said communist.
There's such a nice breeze right now. I'm freaking out. I fucking love the Midwest, man. So much. So damn much. The worst of the natural disasters, hipsters. Yeah, it's true, Bodhi. Yeah. It sucks because if we moved to Seattle, we'd have to get like serious jobs. Serious jobs, or else we would not be able to live there.
Yeah, no, there's no area. I mean, there are areas, but I think they're all shady. Or we'd have to like get like hella away from the city. At which point, what's the point?
Well, I hate cities.
That too.
So, I mean, the Midwest is basically no cities, which I love. Like, I would never live in a major city. You could not pay me to live in one. I mean, I lived in Minneapolis for 2 years. I mean, I love Minneapolis, but not to live. Cop cars every night.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some sort of siren going off. Always the sound of cars. Nah. No, thank you. Sometimes screaming. Sometimes someone yelling because they're angry. Or crazy. That's the other thing. So many crazy people in cities. I think if I was a crazy person, I wouldn't be in a city. Maybe that's why they're crazy though, they're in the city.
I think that's the problem.
Yeah.
It's that shared, what's it called? What's the mind?
Oh,
like
you guys, you gotta tell me when you can't see. The hive mind?
The hive mind, and that mentality where it's like...
It's weird, because they think they're gonna get more money panhandling in the city, but honestly, I think they'd do better in, like, a suburban town.
No.
Go up to a church, like, in a suburban town, and be like, hey, man, Jesus said you gotta feed me, and then, you know, Carol, who has 3 kids, she takes to soccer every day, is gonna be like, oh my god, oh yeah, come on in, you know, that sort of thing.
I don't know.
Dude.
I think they would be less, because they'd be like, oh, what is he doing here?
I mean, they might be judgmental, but dude, I would be the smartest homeless person ever. I would be guilting everybody so hard with, like, actual facts, especially if I went up to a church to, like, you know.
Oh, if you could drop the actual, like, verses.
Well, not even that, just saying, like, dude, Jesus would have done it.
Yep.
You always ask what would Jesus do, he would have fed me. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
I'd totally pull the guilt card if I was homeless. Are you serious right now? You know what my background is? I am important. I got here because reasons. Feed me. Or I'd pull some, like, Goodwill Hunting shit and go up to their little AV room. Be like, yeah, I can run your presentation. Give me soup every day and we've got a deal. I'll even live up here, yeah. You got a bathroom, I'll shower, whatever. Just a sink, that's fine. Doesn't matter, it's water.
I'll even shave my legs, sir. What do they call you, priest? Reverend? What are you?
Yeah, where am I? Is this Baptist? Who are you? What do you prefer?
Do you get laid or not?
Hey, are you celibate? Bro, this is important. Are you celibate? Excuse me? Excuse me? Holy crap, why do I have 10 messages? Oh god.
10 messages.
Oh, Sniggle and Cass.
Oh.
Sniggle, what is that cat? Yes. Approval. You have it. Okay. Gabe, put in that Papa John's thing. And then put it in the chat because it's good. What's everybody doing? What are you doing? What are you doing with your life? Kevin, how's work been with the news and such? Do you ever get to storm chase? It's a food bag? Man, I'm a food bag. Oh, that's right, Alinka. Good job. How long does it take you to do one of your commissions, out of curiosity? Alright, here comes my favorite part. Who's ready? I'm gonna do the favorite parts now because I know you're probably not gonna see any other part of this after this stream's over. Because I've got to finish it before Gen Con because he's gonna be at Gen Con, so I had to bring it to Gen Con.
Ugh. Cut off the damn thing, are you kidding me? Crappy John.
Do they have a Papa Juan where it's like taco pizzas?
Probably.
Oh my god, I just hit the jackpot. Someone write that shit down. Would you find another one?
No. Cut my life into pizzas.
That made you laugh that bad? Wait, does it show Papa John or does it show...
No, this is Papa Roach and he's like, he's grabbing his face
does
like...
Does he have an apron?
No, that's from the music video, I think.
They need to splice the two. If they're gonna do it, they need to do it right. This is my plastic fork! Yay!
I think they do have something
well
like
played. That. I love it. Well done. I just looked at the picture. Oh god.
I found the real one.
Preppy John. You know they started doing that filter on it where it starts swirling your face, but they just did it a little bit.
Yeah.
But
yeah, because I found the original. I found here's the original.
No, I can't.
Actually, EXE has stopped working.
This is what I oddly laughed. And I cried. Ah, God. And then I end up looking like a cracked out crack whore. I don't know. Because I'm crying and I'm laughing, and so everything's messed up. Oh. Okay. Oh, that's good. It's when everyone's special snowflake animations, laborious graphics so we look better before our reading experience. Do the graphics help? You guys should just start using GIFs. Kevin, oh my god, you'd be the best news source people ever. Oh. Butter pizza, butter and Guardians.
But yeah, I think they did. They did that thing where they just
because that guy's in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really Papa John.
Yeah,
What's
that's
wrong
the original.
with him?
Well, that's the original picture. But if
he looks hammered.
Yeah, and that's why everyone was saying he probably was. He was probably at some like game or some shit. But I think the big thing is that I think it
no regrets.
I think they really did do that thing that you were saying that.
Oh, the swirl filter.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what OBS needs. I want some filters, man. I want filters. I want, well, I guess GIFs I can make, but
Probably got some.
I mean, I've still got that dancing one, but... Oh, thank you, Cow Wisdom. There's a couple cats here. If you like these, you should check out all my other ones. You might enjoy. I've got like a dwarf cat, actually. That's one of my favorites that I've done. Hold the phone. Here you go. Go check them out. There's a lot of fun ones. Yeah, Cow Wisdom, this is a thing I do all the time. Here. I will provide for you.
Whoa, Bodhi, that's awesome. Oh, did they implement the Giphy thing now?
What? Really?
Mm-hmm.
There's the cat. Oh, damn, Sniggle. On point. Except for Twitch, where if I PM a keyword in my bot. Oh! Well, I guess we could do that. I mean, you could just do a moobot command to show a link.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Oh! Did you guys see the bug? I thought it was on my screen, and I'm like, that was huge, because it was like this big, and then I looked down, and it's on my paper.
Oh.
Oh, that was crazy. Yeah, exactly. Kevin, kids would like the news. I personally love the Weather Channel. I think the Weather Channel's great. It's predictable. It's informative. There are no people usually. I love the Weather Channel. Right? Yeah. So that bug came from my lettuce. I opened a thing of lettuce today and bugs. Oh, thank you, Cow Wisdom. Yeah, I translate pets' personalities into D&D and RPG classes that suit them. So, like, a lot of the time I'll get a big D&D fan that's like, well, my cat would definitely be a rogue. And then I'm like, okay, well, you may think that, but I like to tell them that it's good to get an outside perspective because they may not be, you know? You're just too close to your pet, so you tell me about your pet. And since I have outside perspective, all the things you tell me, out of all of those, something usually comes forward that you project that you didn't know you did, and then I interpret that. So it ends up being a really fun experience, because I will not throw someone's cat in armor. If that cat is fat and lazy and is not a fighter, I'm going to figure out what he is. Because really, some animals are not fighters, they don't deserve to be in armor. They might be a bard, a mage, cleric, you know, what have you. So I figured that out. So right now we're doing my favorite part, which is the chainmail. So I usually do a base of the shadow first, and then I go on it and I do all the spectral highlights that would happen from the actual mail and what would be occurring with light hitting the mail. So I do that, and then I take this white pencil and I kind of go over it to soften up all those hard highlights. And then, forgive the loudness, then I go in and I draw all the actual little lines. But this is one of those things where you work smarter, not harder. You don't need to actually put in the texture of the mail. There's no reason for that. If you can convey that it's chainmail without actually drawing the mail, you're doing it right. And if it takes you a quarter of the time than it would to draw the actual mail, then why would you even, in the first place, do it at all? So, I do it like this. And then I go the other way, because usually it is little platelets. Well, technically they're rings, unless it's scale mail. But you go out from the edges, because otherwise it's in the wrong spot. And I will be doing tutorials in the future for all these things that I've got little hacks for, like braids, all that sort of stuff. Because they're easy to do. It's just people never usually take the time to break something down into something simpler. So I do that for you, and then I will show you what to do. Oh, Streamlabs chatbot. Cool, Bodhi. Oh, thank you, Kyle Wisdom. So really quick, I know a lot of people don't have that money. So what I've done is I've made payment plans. So if you are actually curious about that, you could pay like $5 or $10 a month. It's up to you for as long or as little as you want. Take some money off it or pay the whole thing. So, you know, can I be fat and lazy in armor? Oh no. Hey, where did all this fat talk about costumes come from? What? I love cooking and eating too. I am with you. I just, lately, I haven't been trying to lose weight anymore. I'll probably go back to doing that, but I came to the conclusion that I'll go to the gym just so I can eat what I want and not gain weight. Until I want to actually lose 30 pounds again, which may be soon. I don't know. I think right now I'm happy just maintaining. Oh, I was making a goof. Gotcha, Mr. Bob. Sorry. Context lag, all that stuff. Sorry, that's my bad. It's not enough. Oh, that's fine. I understand. But regardless, welcome to the stream. What made you come to the stream? Did you see my Instagram? Did you see me on the front page? How did you get here? What has brought you to my domain? So right now we're in Oshkosh, in Wisconsin, and there is like a plane convention or some crap. What's the official title?
EAA.
So it's basically this get-together for people who have a hard-on for planes, I guess. And like the whole town goes crazy for this, and it's apparently world-renowned. We didn't know this when we moved here, so we just learned this pretty recently, but a lot of the time planes will be taking off and landing and flying overhead and stuff just for this week. It's only for this week. But the weird thing is, when it's cloudy out, you don't know if it's thunder or an airplane.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's been my problem the past couple days. It's like it was storming actually last night, but for the first half of that storm, you hear that right now? That's a plane. So, for the first half of yesterday's storm, I wasn't looking outside and I thought it was a plane, but no, it was an actual storm. Air venture, zoom, whoosh. Air venture. I can dig that. I like that word. Oh, thank you, Cow of Wisdom. I like that you think it's a badass cat. Welcome. Zoom whoosh. Kevin, did you know about Oshkosh and the whole like plane thing? Is that like a common Wisconsin known thing? I didn't know about it. Did Tim even know about that?
Probably not.
I don't think he knew about that. Oh god, I forgot the news, duh. So do you know anything, do you know anything cool about it, or like what its deal is? Because I can't figure it out. It's really cool driving next to it, and everybody's got their cute little tent, and it's parked underneath like a plane wing, and it's like they're hanging out with their best friend, and it's cute. I don't know. But then like I'm thinking, what is going on? Like, do they just talk about each other's planes and just walk around? Is it just like some big glorified car show? But then they're like flying, but you can't really show anybody anything when you're flying. I don't know. I'm confused by it. I don't know if it's just an air show. See, that's what I don't know. It's experimental air or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the experimental part? Like, are they gonna transform? I don't know. What kind of plane? All kinds of planes. Gabe saw a mail plane yesterday. Was it really a mail plane or was that?
I don't know. No.
I hate you. That was such a bad joke. There are all kinds of planes. There are old bombers and stuff. Some of them look really classy. Plane to Gundam, right? I want to see someone do that and make it still fly. Probably, Bob. Probably. Planes are cool. They look really, like, all the ones that are there are really cool or pretty or cute, and everyone has a tent, and it's just underneath their plane. I don't know. Yeah, that's probably true. But we have, like, merch and stuff. Like, I don't know. For some reason, I think conventions are so much more obvious with what we've got. But for them, they're literally tenting out at an airplane hangar and just taking off every once in a while. Like, what? What are you doing? Like, are you just schmoozing? People came from Australia to here. Wisconsin. It's like, what? You're plain in armor. Yes, I should do that. Except planes are difficult to draw. Easier than cars. That's adorable, though. I would do that. Gabe would be better at it. Remember, Gabe for a while was doing your pet in a mech. We had to shut that down.
Wildly successful.
Mm-hmm. I found it bad because I saw it as if somebody sees his and mine, they'll be like, wow, I could do something like that too. So it opened this door, and I was like, no, we gotta shut this down.
Your pet and food.
You tried you and food.
Yeah.
Gabe tried a you and your favorite dessert for a while.
I put you in the dessert.
For
But that
me,
wasn't,
you did. That was cool.
Yeah, that wasn't really even that much fun.
Yeah, I don't know why you did that.
I don't know.
Also, Kyle, thank you for the follow.
I thought it would be fun, but really, it was really just me drawing other people, and I just didn't want to draw people.
Yeah, that was what I found weird about it. I was like, you're okay with this? You don't like drawing people. What's going on here? And that's the thing with pets, too. Gabe just doesn't like really doing commissions if it's not something that, like, interests him or doesn't interest him. So, like, he's kind of half-assing some commissions for a while. I was like, man, you gotta not do this.
I was also doing them at shows.
Yeah, which is also a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Don't want to do that. I will not actually do that, Kevin, I promise. Swear on the clover. I will not. Yeah, Gabe is just very adamant about doing his own thing, which is very fair. I mean, you really should be if you're an artist. I think the only reason I really do these is because they align so much with what I already do that I do not mind it. I'm already drawing animals in medieval garb, so this is like, what, one step away from that? Maybe, if not on point, so it's canon. I'll say that, it's canon.
I feel like if I found something that was like... I think that's why I was okay with doing the pets and mechs, because I was still doing mechs, but then at the same time I was not liking doing the pets.
If you could do, like, you as a robot and just, like, not draw faces at all and take their personality and do, like, if they're really mean, have them have a ton of armor, or robots designed off your personality or something.
Yeah.
Robo-you, I don't know. Because if you could just figure out a way to draw a robot and have that somehow be someone, that'd probably work. Your mechs and mechs. I would want to see you do that at one convention.
What? Your mech in a mech?
Your mech in a mech. It's true, Serenity. So what's been really interesting about doing these very particular commissions, and this is eventually, I feel like, if you want to be a commission artist, which is kind of what I consider a service artist, really, which it's, you know, an easy way to make money, but you kind of have to find your own niche, right? So I had another friend who did dessert dogs. Like, they put dogs in desserts. That was basically the thing. People like it. I mean, it's a thing. So anyway, like, finding a niche instead of just doing, like, commissions of any kind, because what happens is if you think of an idea that kind of gets people already thinking, you know, then you can kind of capitalize on that. And not only that, but it narrows things already for them, so there's not much that they can complain about, right? So the difference is if you get somebody coming up to you that's like, hey, I have an OC, can I commission you to draw them? Already that's scary territory. It's almost like if you've ever done work for a wedding people, hardest people to work with in the world, because they're already stressed, and they're coming in like, duh, did you get my invitation designed? Is it ready? It's like, dude, it's been 2 days.
I don't like the blue.
Yeah, can I get a different blue? And then you try like 40 blues. They're like, can we go back to that original blue? Like, wedding people are the hardest people to work for, hands down. But if you can figure out some sort of kind of niche that you like doing that kind of would just, you know, fit into doing something. So like, I have a friend that I met at SuperCon. He loves doing just portraits. Like just portraits, people portraits. He's just gonna capitalize on that. Why not? You know? But yeah, commissions, just open-ended ones, are a little bit harder. Basically that's what Gabe does now. But if you can actually, because then if you have that thing that's like a, you know, a niche thing or a very specific thing, people will ask you as well, well, I see you do this, do you also do regular commissions? So it's kind of both instead of just one. But the one thing can get people, like, their attention. And if it can be something funny that could make them laugh, that's even better. Hi, Crane. Yes, you can. No, Kyle, we actually get a bunch of people in here who aren't artists, so don't feel bad. Yeah, Serenity, don't worry about the commission thing. So you're be in a weird spot since you can't really get to many conventions. That's gonna be a little bit harder for you because you're in Germany. If you can do as many conventions as you can in Germany to pimp your commission side of things, that's good. But you're gonna have to work probably twice as hard as people like Gabe or I online because you don't have that in-person to person advertising, you know? Yeah, Sniggle, I do. I've been telling him that lately after both my furry commissions have gone astray. So usually the way I say I don't draw furries is I will open up my Pets and Armor book and I'll be like, all right, they're gonna end up looking like this. I don't draw anthro. That's what I say. Because I know these are anthropomorphic, but if you say anthro, they know if they're already being like, well, I have this werewolf character, and then immediately I'm like, is it a furry? And they're like, oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. So I stop them, and then I'm like, they'll look like this. Then they get turned off. Because it's too realistic. They don't like realistic. They want the anime cartoon eyes, and they are so specific on their furry. If you get anything wrong, I've had so many people flip out on me about it, so I just say no. No. I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to do it my way. Either you're okay with that or you're not. That's it. I only draw furries. Get out of here. Get out of here. Yeah, even those of you who can't draw, start drawing. It's therapeutic, if nothing else. Usually Sniggle, they're not very confident people, so they'll kind of back down immediately and be like, oh, okay, thank you. And then they'll just walk away. They're usually good about it. I don't usually get someone who's a jerk, but... Nightshade. As I've said before, I don't like to blanket any one group of any kind or do any discrimination like that. But I have had a few bad instances of furry people who I've done commissions for, and they're never happy. They're actually kind of mean. So I usually avoid it, but I do know some nice furries. It doesn't outweigh it, unfortunately, at the moment, but I don't avoid people, in other words. See, Serenity, if yours are like mine, I'm not going to say they're furries. I think really the one thing that really makes furries furries is their eyes. If you ask me. That's the difference between mine and someone else's, because these always end up being more realistic than, you know, not realistic. You know what I mean? Like, I don't draw them to be like, you know, anthro characters or anything. Like, this isn't anime, this isn't, they just look like their normal selves. You know, it's more of a caricature than it is. I'd rather have that I caricature a pet than draw furries. But no, Serenity, if you're not doing those eyes and you're not doing the big chunky noses and you're not putting them in rave wear or, you know, giving them fetish stuff, then I think you're okay. Also, you say you draw a lot of animal in armor. I've only seen a couple. I mean, other than your Journey June. I mean, I usually see you drawing your Guild Wars people. Do you draw more of the other ones? Like, have you posted them? And no, the storm is not real. It's in the song. If anybody was confused. Oh, yeah, Serenity. I haven't seen anything like this of yours. Interesting. I could really see you doing like Egyptian versions of these, like Horus and stuff. That could be really cool. Hey, Jam Pogi. White color comes first. Why? There's no reason really. Usually if I was doing this not on a stream, I would not be doing this part first. However, since I am doing this on a stream, this is kind of the most exciting, fun part of one of these commissions, so I figured I'd do it first so you guys could see it, because I probably won't stream too long. So at least you get to see this part, and the rest I'll probably do off stream. So, but yeah, no, in this case, it's really just for show. Otherwise, I'd probably do this towards the middle or last. It's not advised that anyone else do this. I'm just very used to a process, and I know that this won't really hurt my process. But yeah, if anybody else is doing this this way, don't. I mean, this is probably not the best way to do this right now. Especially if you don't know how to use marker or any of the stuff I'm doing, but... Oh, Serenity. Finish them up, upload them. Oh, see, Alinka, that's why I would never do hyperrealism anything. Just because I hate hyperrealism, honestly, and I won't even touch it, because... same reasons you're saying, and it's boring as shit to me. I hate hyperrealism. But, so something you do that I think is interesting, that I feel like you're too skilled for, that you don't need to do anymore, is asking the pet owner if the initial sketch is fine. Honestly, I don't believe in that after a certain point. I get orders at conventions, people send me the stuff, and I just do it and send it to them. If you've done a lot of them, that is. So if you can kind of have something on your table that shows a bunch of examples, like a book of ones you've already done, so that it can show like the breadth of your quality and your consistency and all that. If you have a few examples on your table that can do that, you don't need to send them a sketch. You don't need to prove anything. They know what to expect because they've seen your examples. So if I were you, I would cut out that BS, because that's a lot of time. You have to wait till they get back to you to say yeah, and a lot of people are bad at email. We know this. But really just, I would say cut that middle part out.
I think a lot of people also don't know what the hell they're talking about. So,
they don't.
Yeah, they start to say, oh, well, his face looks a little funny, like, or his arms are, like, longer than they... No, lady, like, this is what it's supposed to look like. It's like, that's great.
That's so weird.
That's great to do with a client?
So, Alinka, I have never had that 200 commissions of just these. I've done way more with other stuff. I've never had someone be like, oh, I didn't want that color, or I didn't like that element you added. I've never had that, except with the furry people. The furry people were the only ones that were like, I didn't like this one thing. What kind of people are you getting these from? I'm curious. Are they people from cons? Are they online? I'm super curious, because usually the people I get are super easygoing and great. Honestly. Oh no, Kyle, you got arthritis? No! I'm sorry. It keeps getting fired up, Snuggle said. Yeah, so Alinka, I would say, because your stuff is super consistent, you're really good at your consistency, and I feel like if you had a couple examples where when you're giving your pitch to them about, hey, yeah, I could do your pet and it's going to look like this, I can work in a favorite flower or a favorite berry or something, you know, whatever you like, it's going to end up looking like this. And if they know what to expect, then they're not going to really be surprised, you know? Oh, you used to do human portraits? That's... I would never touch human portraits if possible. So the ones I get sometimes where they want a pet with a human, I'll be like, okay, but I want you to know, pets are my forte, right? Humans are not. So just so you know that. And they're like, oh yeah, I don't care, blah, blah, blah. So if I ever get any complaint, I've had a disclaimer already. You know? Yeah, don't do humans if you don't want to either. For any of you that are drawing things you don't want to draw, stop it. Stop. You're wasting your time. Spend your time drawing the things you want to draw so it gets better, right? Otherwise, yeah, you could draw humans and get those to look better. For what reason? So you can spend time drawing them and hate them more because you don't like drawing humans? Like, what's the point of that? Do you see where I'm going? Doesn't make sense. I like drawing humans. I never ran into portraits of people. Yeah, portraits are... Yeah, no, absolutely. Alinka, that's perfect. For anything anyone doesn't want to draw, where someone asks you to draw it, be like, well, I don't like drawing that, so I'm going to charge you a little more. Or you can go to my friend over here. Usually if I get people asking me about human portraits, I'll direct them to my friend Tyler, who is a caricature artist, and he's really good. I'd rather tell them to go somewhere where I know they'll get a quality product that they're probably looking for, because here's the problem. A lot of people will see an artist and think they can do everything. Okay? They don't know usually, and this is just common folk that are going around a convention, right? They think artists can just kind of do everything. No. You have to let them know that, you know, you do have this expertise area or this area you like, and that's where you do your best. I usually send them off to someone else if I know that they want something I can't really give them, because I don't want to spend my time on that. I don't want them to get something they don't want. It's a whole bunch of stuff. So really, don't take on jobs you don't want or you know you won't be good at. It's part of being freelance. You have to know what jobs to take and what jobs not to take. Because like Gabe was saying, usually people don't know what they want, so anything you give them a lot of the time they'll be happy with. I know that sounds bad, but really it's true. Think about, for those of you who have parents that don't really know how to react to the fact you're an artist, they think everything you do is good. Right?
On occasion.
Exactly. So for the most part, that's how everybody is. That'll come up to you and ask for something. So you just do kind of what you want to do, as long as they know what to expect, aka from, you know, an example, you're in the clear, you know? But really, Alinka, you could upcharge, but if it were me, I don't even take those anymore. If they'd be like, hey, can you do a portrait of humans? I see you do pets. And I'm like, no, I don't like to do humans. And they're like, oh, okay. Well, then could you draw my son as an animal in armor? And I was like, yeah, I'll do that. So basically, I'm taking a human, picking what animal they'd be, and then picking what class they'd be. So I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I can do that. It's weird. I've gotten a lot of that, actually, where they've been like, oh, if you don't draw humans, could you draw him as an animal? I was like, yeah. And they're all proud of it, too. They're like, yeah, I thought of how to make this work. And it's like, oh. Anyway, sorry. Let me look back at the thing. But yeah, I would only take on those things you don't want to do if you're really hurting for money. But yeah. Also, I won't even draw furry porn. I don't care how much you pay me. I have standards. I won't even draw porn. I don't want to. I don't want to draw humans, let alone porn. Even if it was porn with animals, I'm not going to do that. I don't want my name associated with that. That's not what I'm about. I mean, not only are you talking about because you suck at backgrounds in architecture, Serenity, but even if you were okay at them, would you want to do them? That's the other question, you know? But really, so what I do with my commissions is I'll put them up to a price that I know is pretty high when I get too many. So if somebody does want them, they could get them at any time, but it is a little bit more expensive because supply and demand. When demand is up, you know, supply is going to be a little more expensive. So if my commissions die down, I'll lower the price for the time. That's just what happens. Exactly, Snaggle, yeah. Crane. Well, then you're an artist for hire. Because, I mean, some of us are a little bit more picky and stubborn, so you're needed. There are places that are absolutely in need of an artist that'll do anything, so, I mean, you're in demand.
Maverick.
Oh, Night Cow. Thanks for the follow and thanks for joining. Yeah, yeah. And Serenity, that's kind of an unsaid rule. People won't ask you to draw those things unless they tell you right away. Like, one of the funniest stories that Tim told us is he got this very, very specific fetish, violent, like, commission request. And he told us about it, and it was ridiculous. Like, it was very detailed. It was extremely uncomfortable. Like, the content, the scene this guy was talking about, everything. You can turn that shit down. Like, absolutely. I'm a fist for hire. Hi, Oshi. Good. Alinka, good. So that's why I usually tell people, too, cater your portfolio to the jobs you want. If you have been trained in 3D animation, but you do not want to do 3D animation, but you can, don't put it up on your portfolio if that's not what you want to do. Only put up on your portfolio what you want to do. I know that sounds dumb, but when we graduated, everyone's demo reel, everyone's portfolio had everything they've ever done in it, which was stupid. Because really, your portfolio is meant to get you a job that you're happy at ultimately, right? Put in what you want to do. Otherwise, if you put in all your projects, everything you worked on, unless you don't mind being a jack of all trades or don't care about what job you get, you're gonna get that one person that sees that one little 3D model that you textured and lit, and they're gonna be like, oh my god, you can do this? Can you work for me? And then you're stuck doing that for 20 years, and you're like, what?
I had to adamantly fight against not putting in 3D into my portfolio. Like, I straight up had to tell them, hey, no, I don't have any 3D. Well, you were just in 3D class. Yeah, I deleted all those files. You don't have those files in? No.
It's so, it pisses me off so bad because in the beginning, they didn't even tell us that.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't even tell us that. It took me years to realize, and looking at what other people are doing, to be like, hey, don't put this in. Oh, cute, Ushi! Sniggle, Ushi's been here for a bit already. Thank you for the sub. 6 months. Oh man, you get 6 nub rubs. Here is the sub shrub for your pleasure. Now, Ushi, you're gonna get 6 little shrub nub rubs. Sub shrub nub rubs. God, I gotta get that down. It's been months and I still haven't gotten that down. Are you ready to make a wish? Ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I wish you the best wish to come true. But now he's here with a gold train. It's true. That is really cute. I really like that train. I got a degree in film and video, and 95% of my portfolio was illustrations. Yeah, Kevin, right? Like, I mean, the only reason I still have games on my website is because I still get game jobs. Like, I'm actually making a game right now as a part-time job while I'm doing all of this stuff because money. I can still do it too. And I like making games. And actually, this is the best scenario, I feel like, for making a game that I could get because it's educational, it's paid for by the government, and it's for a good reason. And it's teaching good stuff. So, therefore, I don't have to worry about monetization, which was one of the biggest problems I had with doing mobile games. My art was being used to get money out of people. So I made a bowling ball that was called Brimstone. It was dope as shit, but it was $100. We had people buying a digital bowling ball that, I mean, it left a burning hole in the lane. It was, I designed that and I thought it was cool. And it smoked. But $100? Like, I felt like shit. Yeah, I felt cool that people were buying it, but that is not okay. That is, oh my god, it was so dirty. I don't know. So I had to get out of that. Anyway, now at least, you know, stop rubbing his nipples. They're his hands! 3D model.
You monster!
What are you doing in the game? Oh my god, what? People be dumb. Crane, you said people be dumb after you said, what are you do on the game? I do everything in the game. All the graphics, everything. I'm basically the art director and the whole art production team, which is the way I like to work best anyway. And that's how I worked best at the company I used to work for. I was the end-all be-all of every game I worked on, which was nice. It made me learn how to properly critique my stuff. Because I didn't have anyone to give me feedback on anything that was actually qualified, I had to learn how to honestly critique my stuff, because when you don't have anybody else looking at your work, you have to learn how to actually do that yourself. So that was cool. But yeah, I still have people that, you know, tell me if something fits or not, but they're not artists, and you know, they're usually really good about what I do anyway, so. Either way, it's been nice. It's good passive income, basically. But the problem is it came at a point when I was still heavily into my commission, so now I'm having trouble balancing those with that. Not too much trouble, but you know, enough to where it's a bother. So that's another reason I'm excited for the winter, because my commissions will most likely die down. And I'll be able to make some headway on that. But yeah. I'm not the queen. I don't like being a queen. I wouldn't be a queen. I'm an angry peasant. That's how I like to think of it. I'd probably be a witch that was burned at the stake. I'd probably be that. Exactly, Sniggle, yeah. Gabe spent $400 on Marvel Puzzle Quest before I met him.
That's probably actually closer to 1,000.
That's so fucked
No,
up.
no, never mind. That's ludicrous. No, it was probably like about 100.
Why are you telling me this? Don't
no,
tell me this.
No, it's probably like 100 a year, because I would do like
Don't tell me this.
the subscription thing.
Don't
But to
tell me
me, it was more. That game was more entertaining than a game that I could get for $60.
Yeah,
you know, and then have to buy DLC a few months later. You know, to me,
it's not ever worth it. I would only maybe pay up to $60 just because of that reason. I would never go over that.
Mm-hmm.
However, the only real argument is Warcraft or any MMO. However, that's on a computer and not a telephone. Okay, so you get a lot more out of a computer game.
But now you got Fortnite.
God, I hate those games. Can't touch those. What? Crane? How? Oh no, Serenity. that's nice, Alinka. That's very uncommon. Usually, like, wedding people are insane. Sounds like you got actually people that were understanding. Did you know them? Were they friends? Because if they were friends, they were probably better about it. If they're strangers, usually they feel like they can yell at you and abuse you and stuff. They were new art friends? Yeah, see, they probably didn't want to rub you wrong or anything like that, so that's nice. That means early on they cared about you. That's cool. And they respect your artistic integrity, which is always a good thing. Ah, that's cool. So wait, Crane, you don't even get a deal though on getting the assets you helped build? Because like all the games that I made assets for and stuff, I got those for basically free because I made them. That's weird, they would still make you pay. Because what they should be doing is giving you those for free and then taking your device out of the system so that your points or anything you earn aren't like calculated as part of statistics. You know, so they can't say, oh, we've got 40 people with, you know, this special thing that's like $100 when really one of them's you. You know, because that would really screw up analytics, but they made you pay? What is this company? I'm actually really sad at how desaturated this is. Hold on. This is way more saturated than this. Wait, so you do get this stuff in-game for free. So what are you saying you paid for? I'm really confused. You just told me you had to pay for $1,000 worth of stuff. What do you mean? Or am I misunderstanding? That's a bit more realistic. Oh, before you worked on it. Okay, never mind. That makes sense then. You were just a consumer. You weren't working on it yet. I misunderstood. I thought you were working on it and they still made you pay. My bad. Actually, that might not be my bad. You just didn't tell me that part. Okay. Got it. Got it, got it, got it. God, I need another lamp on this other side. What the crap? Oh, Olenka, it took you a minute, huh? This guy? Yeah, he's got a mouse. She's got the mouse. I need to get another lamp. Or at least take one of these other ones and move it. Tutorials. Tutorials only take you so far. I would never buy a tutorial, actually. I feel like there's way too many free things out there that you do not need to buy tutorials. Unless, of course, you're giving yourself your own, like, education, and there's a course or something, and you're learning how to do something you've never done before. That's different. But, like, if it's just, like, how to shade with watercolor or something like that, like, there's so many resources you do not need to buy a tutorial. Well, because Alinka freaked out, let's do the mouse next. It's funny because she won't actually attack this mouse. He described it that she'll just hover over it like she killed it. Like she won't even go through the motions of killing it. She'll just be like, no, you know, and hover over it like, Dad, look at me. I killed this thing. And he's like, okay. He's like, yeah, give me a treat, Dad. Sometimes my monitor's too big. I love it, but I can't see her out certain areas. What kind, Crane? Oh, Linka, that one's cute. You should get rid of that white background so the silhouette's more obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Use a ping. PNG. Use transparency. That's a very adorable emoji. What is it eating? Oh yeah, so schoolism is what I'm talking about. I don't consider schoolism tutorials. Those aren't tutorials for me. Those are legitimate classes. Oh, too lazy to resend. Oh, I got you. Oh, it's part of a shroom. Aww. I bet if you made the shroom red with little white parts, it'd look more like a mushroom. Right now it kind of looks like he's holding a sack. Which, regardless, it's cute as hell. But
steak.
Or steak. Oh, gotcha, Crane. Well, to each their own, but I do think, like, it's better to just do work. I don't know. You know my stance. Because we had a friend that did nothing but studies, he called them, and he never actually made any work. So when people tell me that they do a ton of tutorials and stuff, I get scared for them. Because it's like, okay, but
it's like
you gotta make actual shit.
It's like you're playing the game, like you're only playing the tutorial part of the game over and over and over again, but you don't want to go into PvP.
Or even the campaign.
Yeah. It's like, well, what's the point?
Yeah, I kind of feel like that.
You're missing out on a lot of fun, buddy.
It's like testing what you know as opposed to just learning and learning and learning and learning. Because the whole part of, like, applied knowledge and, you know, actually doing things is to learn what needs to be changed with the actual information you've acquired. So you learn something and then you go apply it, and then you might have to tweak what you know for it to actually work in whatever scenario you need it to, right? But anyway. You steak, like I said. Yeah. It's just, this is me talking from my mobile game side of things. Like, if that were something for a mobile game, you would need it to say that it's more mushroom. So because of that, you have to kind of think of, well, what's the thing that says mushroom most, right? To anyone. Like, what kind of colors, what kind of shape, you know, things like that. Like, you could even shrink it down to look more like the actual shape of a mushroom if you wanted to. But the problem with having things like that is you need them to read at small sizes. So at the very start when I was working on mobile games, I had to work on a BlackBerry, which BlackBerry screens were like 500 by, God, I don't even know, 300, something like that, because the, you know, screen and whatever is so small. It was basically this big, right? It was like smaller than your palm size. So I had to make sure every graphic I made was readable at that size, which was one of the hardest things I had to learn early on, and kind of what told me I was an illustrator, but at the same time it was a good thing to learn, you know. Oh no! Alright, we'll see you later, Sniggle. So, Crane, how often do you put up your drawings nowadays? And did you ever finish your terrarium thing? I really wanted to see that. That was a really cool idea for a project. Bye, Sniggle! Enjoy work. I was just curious if you had finished that terrarium thing we had talked about, because I was really excited to see what you could do with that. So I figured you'd kind of just take what we started and go on your own. Did you finish it? Man, this is not what it looks like. Oh, my settings are all cattywampus. Makes me look crazy, but that makes the piece look a little bit better. You lost interest in it? Okay. Well, I appreciate your honesty. I don't like the, give me this weird underlaying. Loud. You should get over that, Crane. And, you know, don't blame the messenger, sort of thing. Which the messenger is the project in this case. Well, that's good. At least something good came out of it, like you said. I mean, maybe if you didn't want to do that, you might just not be like an independent artist. You might be an artist for hire. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. If you just want to do art and you want to just be hired to do art for other people, that's fine. If that's what you want to do, just do it. You don't have to do anything else. Like, if you don't want to do your own projects, you don't have to. Gabe and I know a ton of people that are artists and they don't have their own projects, but they're just happy. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, you shouldn't feel forced to feel one way or another, you know. I mean, the only reason to really do, like, that project we had been talking about is if you want to eventually, like, sell prints of it or something. It's basically, you know, to do that to make a product. So if that doesn't interest you, then you don't need to do it. Oh yeah, Serenity, yeah, that's common. No, so conventions have like basically 3 different ways that they're going to respond to you after you've applied. A couple conventions are actually conventions you pay and you get a table. Some are that easy, but that's very, very rare. Usually that's like 2% of conventions. The other amount of conventions, at least here in the US, is that you apply and they'll either have a judge system or it'll be a lottery. So you'll either apply and they'll look through all the applicants and make sure there's a good smattering of different things, like different styles, different wares. You know, the vendors are mixed with a bunch of different things, right? And they'll look at the people who've been there before, people that have never been there, stuff like that. The lottery system is a lazier system, I think, that is totally random. Literally the lottery, everybody who applies gets put in a giant pool and they pick names. Okay? So a lot of the time though, if you get rejected, they're going to actually tell you you're on a wait list. It's their nice way of rejecting people. The wait list is technically a wait list where if somebody that got approved pulls out, that leaves a spot open, and then they'll go down the wait list and pull someone from that to actually be in the convention then. So you could maybe find out you're going to the con a week before the con if someone pulls out, and then the con's like, oh hey, we have an opening, do you want it? So it can be crazy, yeah. So yeah, we get rejected all the time. Like, I actually didn't get into Emerald City this year, but Gabe gave me his table because I make more money out of the 2 of us. So it was more of a logical thing. Plus, then he got to walk around and do signings and stuff, right? So it works out for us. Everybody's got a different thing. But yeah, being rejected is very common. You know, it's not a kick in your face. Don't ever think it's personal. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. But yeah, you do have to kind of get used to it. Especially here. I don't know about Germany. I don't know what your guys' systems are like. If you've got lottery or judging or what have you. I'd assume you have judging just because they happen so rarely that they want to make sure, you know, certain people get in. Hey Kitchen, how you doing? That's okay, Crane. I wonder though, so what do you plan to do with those projects in the end though? Do you plan on selling them or what? Working. I feel you. I feel you, girl. You make any good goodies lately? Good goodies. If I had a cookbook, I'd call it Good Goodies. That's what I was gonna say, Serenity. Since you guys don't have as many cons as we do, I would assume they want more power over who gets in. So, I mean, I would assume they actually have a judging system. Gabe, do you know anything about it?
Not overseas. No.
Not overseas.
I
Like,
mean,
does Thought Bubble?
Thought Bubble does have a judge.
Yeah, and that's what I would assume. I don't think they can afford to do lottery or anything like that. Like, they have to make that show work. Because they don't have many shows. So, yeah, I would assume they have an approval process where they actually look at what you've submitted, they ask you for a portfolio, usually stuff like that. Ice cream sandwiches, oh yeah. At this point, I forgot what I said, Crane, sorry. Yeah, vegan s'more one. My only problem with vegan marshmallows is they are so many calories. Okay, a regular marshmallow is 5 calories. A vegan marshmallow is like 20 to 30 calories for one marshmallow. It's insane. So I guess the fact I'm a vegetarian is good because then I don't. But I'd love to be vegan. It's just I can't. It's too difficult. We do what we can. Oh yeah. Yeah, Serenity, we have small, medium, large cons, all kinds. We even have some I would call extra small or not even a con. Those are usually in libraries or basements, stuff like that. Crane, I can't repeat every time you miss something. I'm sorry. Like, that's twice now. I can't keep trying to remember. I'm talking to a bunch of people, so you don't hear it. Sorry. But yeah, Serenity. So, like, San Diego is probably the biggest one. And technically that one's not very good for indie artists. It's good for really big comic artists and movie people, for the most part. So we don't even bother with San Diego. However, like WonderCon, Emerald City, New York, those are kind of bigger ones. New York obviously being probably the next biggest to San Diego, as well as Dragon Con, C2E2, ASEN, a lot of those Midwest cons are probably medium to big. And then there are small anime cons. Usually, would you say Wizard Worlds are kind of small to mediums?
Yeah, they're like mediums.
And those are not good cons either.
No.
No, Kitchen, I do not eat ice cream sandwiches often. Maybe once a week to a month.
I don't remember the last time I had an ice cream sandwich.
I mean, I'm just saying ice cream in general.
Oh.
Yeah.
Last night.
Oh, it's actually gold! Damn it. Yeah, I don't know what my camera is doing here, but that is gold. It sucks because this is so much more... Here, I'll take a picture. Maybe it'll show it better, but... Like, this is so much more warm. Yeah, it's not even being warm on here. Yeah, it's not even warm on my camera. So I can't effectively get how warm this piece is. But thank you. I'm glad you like the poppin'. I mean, it's closer to that. So yeah, San Diego Comic-Con. It's just one where if you're an indie artist, you kind of get buried. Whereas if you go to a con like Emerald City, that one's kind of, I'd say it prides itself on independent artists, and it kind of pulls them under its wing, you know? Like, a lot of people go there to actually get very unique things and stuff made by independent artists. I mean, it's Seattle, so yeah. What do you mean, Serenity? Like, too many attendees at San Diego? I've never been, but Gabe's been to San Diego a few times for the Comic-Con.
It's pretty awesome. It's like a giant...
Fair?
It's like a giant festival. It's just like... You're like...
You have to really love pop culture to get to that one. Like, I think that one might make me sick. I have enough trouble going to regular cons because I don't know. I have a problem with too many people being too hinged on consumerism and material possessions and things. So, like, going to conventions sometimes, like, I have to kind of disassociate mentally, or else I get really worked up about it. But yeah. Like, it's just too many people getting crap they don't need. It's like, why are you doing that? You save that for, like, a trip or something, or I don't know. Yeah, right, Kitchen? Oh, man. Are you gonna go next year? Yeah, exactly, Serenity. Yeah. Yes, so it should look gold. This is as close as I've been able to get it to the real color. So basically, this is what you're seeing, is what I'm seeing. I hope we get in. When do we learn about Emerald City, if we got in or not? Can you check? I don't remember what they told us. I think we already applied for Emerald, but we don't find out if we got in or not till a certain point. That's the other hard thing about cons. You'll apply, usually a lot of them will have the application sometimes right after the con that year happened, and they'll have the application for next year pretty soon after, so that you won't even know that you got in until closer to the next con, you know? So it's kind of crazy.
You haven't signed up. It closes tomorrow.
Yeah, so if anybody wants to actually be part of San Diego, Emerald City. Does it say then when applications will, like, they're going to send out approvals? Or no? If we didn't get into it. No, actually, Serenity. So that's part of being a good freelancer, is planning in case you don't get into a con or you can't get money. So right now we have enough money for all our bills to last probably 3 to 4 months. If we had no income whatsoever, we've got savings that will at least cover us until we can find more income. That's the trick with freelance. You have to be pretty smart with your money. So if we don't get into a con, or you know, we dry up from not having a job or something, then, you know, we've got some money to, until we find a new gig, you know.
think it's August 10th.
Okay. Do you want to write that somewhere? It'd be nice to actually get in this year.
Yeah. You did sign up?
I think so, yeah.
I'm gonna sign up because, again, just in case.
Yeah, Kevin, you would love it. It's a great con. Like, I love Seattle and the people that go to EC just because the people are so smart. Honestly. No, it's usually really good. Yeah, I think, isn't Emerald City Reed Pop?
Yep.
Yeah. Emerald City is Reed Pop, C2E2 is Reed Pop, New York Comic Con's Reed Pop, WonderCon?
No.
No. What's the other one? There's another one, isn't there?
Oh, there's a new one.
Keystone?
Yeah.
Keystone. Yeah. It is good to hear in our case, but yeah, a lot of people aren't good with their money, so, you know, it's tough. However, sometimes, you know, you'll kind of get a thing like right now we're going to have to pay $500 for Gabe to get a table at New York, and I had kind of forgotten about that because he forgot about that, and so we need to pay for that, so that's going to be kind of a sink. But we're still okay. Like, I have buffers on buffers on buffers with money, so it's just when some of those backup things go away, it gets a little scary. I don't know what color I want to make her. You're asking good questions, Serenity. Thank you. No, I didn't want to do that. Oops. Hopefully I can cover that up. No, that's smart. So right before I went freelance, when I had my full-time job, I saved probably about $6 grand. Granted, I went through it kind of quickly because I wasn't used to the freelance life. I didn't know how to budget yet, so, but luckily I never ran into too many problems. I smartened up pretty quick, but yeah, it's good to have a buffer. I mean, regardless if you are freelance, have a full-time job, whatever, buffers are always smart, always. I mean, I think the best freelancers are the ones that are, you know, smart with their money. Savers. If you're a saver, that's a good thing. Who are you talking to?
I was just messaging Richard.
Oh, to ask him how San Diego went?
Yeah.
I want to know. Let me know when you know. Is he still dating Lori?
Yeah, they're engaged.
They're engaged?
I think they might even be married now.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I don't remember that. I feel like a dick. Alinka, you might have to just get a different day job, though, because, you know, you could probably find one that's more art-friendly, I feel, that you could kind of work on stuff during work. I've had many jobs like that, where, you know, you're like a receptionist or something, so while you're waiting for phones or on a phone call with someone, you could be drawing, or, you know, you have downtime a lot, those sort of things. Like, you don't want a job where you're kind of crazily doing things, you know what I mean? Like, if you're always working, or always, like, barista jobs and stuff, you're constantly doing something. There are jobs you can get where you don't really do much. And those jobs I feel like are the best for artists. So I mean, you don't have to quit your day job, but maybe get one that suits your situation better. And may I suggest jobs in healthcare? And I'm not saying to be a nurse, but I am saying, like I said with the receptionist thing, if you're a receptionist in a nursing home, you still make more than just a regular receptionist because it's healthcare. So you could get that, and then like when I had that job, it was like triple on holidays. So if you don't mind giving up some holidays, this is a really sweet job. And I got a lot of stuff done. I thought of a lot of stories. I drew a lot. They were cool with it because I didn't have to do much. I ran the gift shop. I answered phones. I even taught some old people how to do art. Like, it was great. Yeah, I feel like if I had one of those jobs that was unrelated to art, but I had to, you know, do a bunch of other stuff, that just would kind of suck. But I get it. If you can't get the other thing, or you don't have anything in your area, do what you gotta do. Oh no, daycare wouldn't be it either, because you'd be, I'm talking a job you wouldn't be busy. A daycare is like a barista job, you're always busy. No, definitely not. Like, no, that is not what I'm talking about. Or like a night mall security guard, yeah, or night security guards. They don't really do anything. They sit and watch monitors. You'd be fine. Jobs like that. Think of more jobs like that you know, you wouldn't have to do much. Daycare, that's awful. No, God no. Jesus, God no. I would never have a job at a daycare ever. That sounds like hell. I mean, it really does. Like, I'm thinking of it now, and I don't want kids. I do pretty poorly with kids. If anybody has seen Parks and Rec and knows Ann Perkins with kids, that's me. I have no idea how to act with children. Like, do you act like they're babies, like, oh, he's so cute, oh, yeah, ma. Or do you act like they're adults, or, like, I have no idea. I have no idea how to act with children. And they don't know how to act around adults, so it's a lose-lose. Yeah. No, same. I had friends who had, like, younger siblings, and even when I was little, I didn't know how to talk to them. I've never known how to talk to children. I don't get it. And I feel like it changes depending on what kid you talk to. I have no idea. You know, like, some you can talk to like they're adults. Other ones, I don't know. And then, like, I had some that liked me, but I couldn't figure out why. Because it's like I always felt like I was missing the point, like with them. So I had no idea what I was even doing right when apparently I was doing it. I had no. Oh, Linka, really? Oh, see, I'm glad I'm not like you then. Like, they don't seem to like me, which is good. That's what I'm saying. Like, the fact, if they liked me, I don't know what I'd do. Like, I don't know what I'd do in your situation. That's crazy. What do you think it is? Why do you think they like you so much? Like, right away when they meet you? Maybe you just have a cheery voice and they like that. Really, Ushi? Okay. So you say there's no difference. Just talk to him how you talk to him? Yeah, Alinka, that's probably it. Because you are cheery. It makes you a joy to be around as an adult. I enjoy being around you. But yeah, kids probably like that. Actually, I could probably use a beige. And terrifying them. Sounds like it, Ushi.
Restart my computer.
So if I did that online hotel thing, Gabe, we have the hotel, right?
GenCon?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
Like you watched me get it, right?
I mean, yeah, you've looked at the email already before.
But I mean, that's the first time I've ever done that, so. I'm with you, Serenity, I'm with you. That's why cons get kind of difficult by day 3 or 4. Or 5 in Dragon Con's case. Like, I love people if they're cool and I don't have to be around them too long, but it's like right before I go to a convention, I know I need to kind of mentally gear up to be on for that many days straight. Granted, Twitch kind of keeps me sharp, so I at least have that, but yeah, I'm not really a fan. That's why at night, I am sorry, but I can't go out. I am not usually that guy. I can't go out or party or anything. I want to go back to the hotel. I want to do nothing. I want to eat. But usually by that time I'm very angry and famished. I just want to draw and recharge. I have to recharge. If I am forced to go out with more people, I'm gonna probably lose my shit at some point. That's probably what happened actually at ICC or Spectrum or wherever I lost my shit. Because I was forced to be around people so damn much. We were living with 7 people. And then we went to a con, and then I was around them all the time, like, ooh.
And in a hotel room with not a lot of space.
Yeah. No, that was terrible. That is why. That I'm just gonna say that's why I blew up. I lost my shit once in a hotel room at a convention, and that's why.
I think we were trying to enjoy ice cream.
Yeah.
But we weren't able to.
Exactly. Too many people. Ushi is also a hermit, though. Take that with a grain of salt. He believes in everything you just said, though, Serenity. I don't even think it's about respect. I can get respect. It's just, I don't care. Like, if somebody doesn't like me, whatever. I don't care. What do you want for dinner?
Thought we were doing tacos.
Are we doing tacos today? It means we gotta go out.
Yeah, I can go get stuff.
You wanna go get stuff?
I can do that.
Do you wanna do it now? When do you wanna eat? It's already 7.
Yeah.
We have to go now. Are you gonna get good chips?
Yeah. Cass was saying that she was gonna stream at 7:30.
Oh. Well, I could probably hold out and do a raid.
I mean, I messaged her to make sure she's actually there.
It'd be nice though if when I was done, we could immediately start with food.
Yeah. She's got a contest going on right now, and she was gonna do like a big she was gonna do it on IG, and I'm like, come on.
She knows better.
Do it on your Twitch.
Yeah, she knows better.
So she's like, I guess you're right. So.
Oh, see, Serenity, even my friends, I'm like, man, I don't want to hang out. Like, I don't want to, Like, Von House has been trying to get up to our apartment, and I'm just like, I mean, granted, it's not ready, but I'm just like, no. I don't, it's not like it's a special thing. I don't know. What?
His name is Ragnar.
Cute. Is he a turtle?
Huh? I don't know.
Like, I have Gabe. That's enough socializing for me. I'm fine otherwise. But I think I am older than you, right, Serenity? Like, Gabe and I are basically at the age people that have kids and stuff, and when you're that age, like, your family is basically your thing now, so, you know, in our case, it's just him and me, and I'm more than okay with that, and so is he. We're not go-outer doers, you know? Did she say 7:30?
On her story yet. So I told her, yo, are you sure on 7:30? You want to stream any earlier? But she just got home, so she's working on setting things up with it.
Okay. Let's do more gold. Do you want to check if we've got crumbles? We might not need much, honestly.
What does that mean?
Like just tortillas. We have cheese. Maybe get chips. You've got avocados, right?
Yeah.
Got lettuce. I've got an onion, but it's kind of meh. We've got tons of green chilies.
You want me to get you an onion?
No. Figure out what color I'm gonna do. Alright. Well, if she's not gonna be on for a while, I'm not gonna.
Oh, she's working on getting it together right now.
Well, is she streaming on Insta Story first?
No. I convinced her to just do Twitch instead.
Did you tell her I can rate her?
Yeah, that's what.
No, that is the right word. Good job, Serenity. How's everybody else doing? You guys good? Hanging in there? So this is actually probably the last stream until the week of the 6th of August. Because we probably won't stream next week. Maybe Gabe will on Monday if he feels like it, but how's Kukui doing? Kukui as well. Thank you. He's a fat boy. He gained some weight and I don't know how. It's really funny because we went to SuperCon for a week and I always give him enough food and whatever. But we came back and he was like twice the size. I don't know what happened. I have no idea what happened. So I don't know. But anyway, I'll show you guys. This is my baby. This is my baby. Oh no, so when I do quit the stream, which will probably be 10-20 minutes maybe, I'm gonna raid my friend Cass, and she's got an art giveaway going on, so she'll fill you in on that. She'll probably be doing watercolor.
Yeah, she's going over a watercolor.
So you won't be left alone. I'll push you to somebody I trust. She's good. She's a good girl. You got declined by a zine. What kind of zine?
Who did?
Serenity did.
Oh, it happens.
What kind of zine though? Like a magazine or a zine? Let's see. Why do I never show you pics of him? He's on my Instagram, Alinka. You can go see him. There's probably 3 videos up there of him. I don't take many pics of him or anything, because he wakes up around 11, and then we're up probably till 3, but we're still working during that time, so we don't really see him too much. I give him a yogurt, and then sometimes I'll put him in his ball. Depends on his mood, you know. How did you not get into that? Serenity, that's crazy. Aren't you big in their actual, like, community group or something? I remember you being part of their community. Is that not common or something for them to... That's weird. Okay, so are you getting crumbles?
Oh,
So we just need tortillas and chips?
basically.
Oh, sour cream.
Ah.
Get some sour cream. Same stuff we always get. That'd be good. top-notch people. You're not one of the top-notch people, Serenity? Bullshit.
White onion or yellow?
Yellow's only used usually for stew. So white.
Sour cream, chips, onion.
Tortillas. And then get some green onions in case for eggs for tomorrow or something. Do you just want tacos or do you want something else with it, like your beans or whatever?
No.
Do you have beans?
Don't even.
They kind of sound good. Whatever, Serenity. Muffins, hello! You were on my to pencil list, just so you know, for commissions. Every time you come in, I feel so, like, bad that I haven't started yet. I'm still doing these, it's just not as fast right now, but you are on the list. Did you want me to do those on stream for you, by the way? Because if that's true, I mean, I probably won't be able to do the whole thing, but if you want me to show any while you're on, we should coordinate on email for a time that, you know, you'll be available. I love that little icon. Who is that? They're an elf. I'm an elf. I should make an icon like that. That might be a good idea. But I should be angry because I'm always angry. Maybe that'll be my thing. I don't know. What were you gonna say?
If you can PayPal me.
You want PayPal?
Yeah, so I can use my card.
I don't know how much that's gonna be though.
Just shoot me like $20.
No, that's gonna be more than 20.
$30.
You sent Mike Miller the thing about Keystone?
Yeah, that's all taken care of.
Yeah. Okay. How much?
30.
30. Stop sending me things about Hot Wheels. I mean, I love Hot Wheels, but still. Aw, Serenity. Come on now. You could have made it. Alright, but I need you to send it back to me, whatever's left. Okay? I mean it. Right away. Be good to my car. Did you notice PayPal goes to non-friends and family immediately now?
No.
Like the default is other people. It's not friends and family.
To get you from not spending money, or to get you
to get the fee. Ooh, bagel. Bye.
Okay.
Love you too.
I told Cass to come into your chat.
Good. Thank you. I was actually gonna ask. Bagel day. Oh man. I'd have to say onion is probably my favorite bagel too. I'm with you, Ushi. Bagel with the sour cream and chive cream cheese. I also enjoy like a blueberry bagel with like strawberry cream cheese if I'm in a sweet mood, but onion and sour cream and chive. Oh yeah, that's so good. Oh, I'm hungry now. I'm always hungry. All right. This is tough because I don't know where I want to go. Because I usually have each animal have their own, like, color scheme, basically. But I haven't really, I want to go back and read the emails before I decide on anything, so I don't know if I'm going to do that during the stream right now. Because like I said, I want to be able to see, because I mean if she's really aggressive I want her to be wearing red, but if she's not I'm going to make her blue, and if she's blue I can't make him blue, so What do I do when I'm hungry on stream? I don't have anyone to take my place for story time while I eat. So what I usually do for that in Link is I'll have like snacks nearby. Like I'll peel an orange before I start the stream and just have it near me or something, or get some crackers just to tide you over until you're done. Other times, if you know you're gonna stream for like 6 hours straight and maybe you get hungry around hour 3, I would say have a screen that you can put up like this one, except instead of having it say starting soon, have it say like on break and mute your mic and stuff, so that, you know, they'll say like 15-minute break and then you can go off. Like we have a friend that takes smoke breaks all the time on his stream, so he'll put that up a lot and he'll be gone for like 10 minutes, come back, that sort of thing. But that way you keep it going and you don't lose people potentially, if you don't want to start and stop again, all that stuff. So it's really up to you, but I've seen all that done before. But for me, I usually don't stream long anymore, but when I did, I'd have breaks, or bathroom breaks. You just take them. Sometimes when Gabe and I are on, like, I'll have this that I'll just put up and then I'll ditch out and go to the bathroom real quick. John, yeah, it was you! Wow. Wow, that was like really good timing. Thank you for the host, John. That's really strange timing, actually. John has really good, like break bumpers that he puts up that's similar to my starting soon screen like this, but his are like these super chill, kind of lo-fi, cool, like things that he's got. Anyway. So it's good to kind of just have an all-over bumper or two for whatever you're doing. But yeah, that was weird. John, that was really weird. Very strange. But yeah, Linka, so something like that. Also, if nobody here follows John the Studio, please go do it. He is a wonder. He does really great work. Super skilled. Aw, I'm okay, John. How you doing? Right? I love my big hamster. What's funny is I made this before I got my hamster, so I feel kind of guilty, or like I'm ham cheating or something like that, where it's like I should make that hamster look like my hamster. Anyway, so this is my hamster. My hamster's adorable. John, you came in late, so I'm just gonna like put this in here again. So you can see Cuckoo. His name is Cuckooey. It's Spanish for the boogeyman, because he's my little boogeyman. But yeah. Glad to hear it, John. I'm glad you're good. But yeah, if you guys don't follow John the Studio, go follow John the Studio. Y'all crazy. Gabe ducked out to go get stuff for tacos. We have tacos like 1 to 3 times a week. Partially because he's Mexican, but partially because I was raised on that many tacos a week. My dad and I are super Scandinavian, I'll say, but he loves Mexican food, so I was raised on Mexican food, so this is basically a match made in heaven, so I'm fine with this. Tacos are a beautiful thing. Job interview? Where? Yeah, Gabe is a good guy. You don't know that, though. Well, everybody knows Gabe's a good guy. That's why I gotta give him crap so often, because everybody holds him up so high. Gotta give Gabe some crap. Let's make this different. I don't suppose you can say where it's at, can you, John? Or what it's for? You don't have to tell me anything if you don't want to. Oh, cool! Does it look like it'd be fun? Is that the sort of thing you think you'll like doing? Oh, this is weird. There's crows outside right now, but then there's also crows in this song. so I really don't know how to feel, and it sounds like really crazy stereo panning because it's like and it's weird. Having some severe disconnect at the moment. It's crazy. Remix. Anyway. Yeah, benefits is nice. That's true. I've got a part-time job right now doing a game that's got a government grant, which is really nice, but there's no benefits or anything to it, unfortunately. But yeah, you need that steady income sometimes, man. That's true. It will let you do that, especially if they're pretty lenient on, like, when you need to come in and stuff. I got really lucky with my job now because it's remote and I don't need to even go to an office or anything. They just email me when they need stuff and it's pretty predictable, so I like that. Totally, man. I hope you get it. I'm sure you will. I don't doubt it, actually. You'll be fine. John, who wouldn't hire you? You're the guy. Just take a Go Cube, man. You're ready. You're welcome, Kaz. Right, John? Totally. I lucked out with that one. I'd like to buy... Yeah, financially irresponsible. It is a luxury, isn't it? It's crazy. Give me a couple seconds, Cass. Alright, you guys. I'm going to be sending you over to my buddy Cass, Gossamer's Art. She is holding a contest, or rather a giveaway, my bad. She's holding a giveaway, so she'll have more information on that, so be sure to check that out. It's for like art supplies, stuff like that, free stuff. So I mean, who's not into that, right? So in 2 seconds here, we're gonna go Raider, because I have to get back to doing work for that thing I mentioned. And I have to finish this tonight. So, be doing that. But anyway, John, it was good talking to you and seeing you, as always. Thank you, oh, good, Alinka, so you know where it is. So, I'm gonna raid Cass. We're gonna go over there. And we'll see you guys, not next week, but the week after. Next week, Gabe and I are gonna be at Gen Con. I have a table, but Gabe will probably be at the Oni Press booth. He'll be signing Dead of Winter comics and any other Gabe comics you have. So if anybody's at Gen Con, obviously come see us. We'd love to see you. Muffins, if you do want me to stream it, please email me, okay? If you want to watch me stream it, let me know. Otherwise, I'll do it off stream and just try to get it to you as soon as possible. But if you really want to see me do it, then email me and I'll make sure it happens. Oh, really, Muffins? Oh, man. Yeah, we'll see you next time. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and see our shenanigans at every con we go to. So, oh, Muffins, not ever. Well, if you decide you really want it, let me know. Otherwise, I will, I guess, decide. Otherwise, we'll see you guys later, okay? Have fun with Cass. She's good. Be nice to her. She's very skilled. But yeah, we'll see you next time, right? I'll miss you. Bye. Thank you, Alinka.